Hey boos, in this video I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. I haven't done anything for you to be proud of.
Of course you have. You are marrying a man who can support you.
I'm mad. I had to calm down before I did this video. I had to calm down. So the video is late because I'm not happy about last night's episode, but I haven't been happy for some time. And I want to talk about this really quick, okay? Because there's a video that I did regarding Shelly and Ace, and I was speculating at the time 3 weeks ago that they may have known each other and that the rumor about their relationship was true. I decided to take that video down. Now, I didn't decide to take the video down because I don't have my suspicion. You want me to react to a reality TV show? If I feel like these people coming together don't feel like strangers, it's something I'm going to point out, okay? But it wasn't just Ace and Shelly. It was other stuff too on social media. Like Shelly was in the comments of Amaya's Instagram. She was in the comments of Sierra's Instagram. And this was way before the show. And also, I'm just now finding out that Shelly knew Ace, Andreina, Amaya, Jeremiah, and Nick worked together before. And Ace knew Pepe. So it's like one of those situations where I'm not going to single out Shelly and Ace. Plus, I feel differently now because within the last 3 weeks since I've made that video, I've seen a lot of anti-blackness online regarding Ace, Shelly, and Alandria. So, of course, I feel differently. So, because of that, how I originally feel, I don't feel like it's irrelevant anymore. So, I decided to just go ahead and take down that video. And the reason is because with the anti-blackness, the racism, the colorism, and everything that I've been seeing on social media, I just want to be a united front when it comes to the Black Islanders. Like, that's just honestly my opinion. With just the recent stuff that I've been seeing on social media. Like, we can start with Buzzfeed. I don't know why they thought that this was a good idea. It was just weird. A white knuckle sandwich. And this was a BuzzFeed post where they created a slideshow for all of the Islanders. But then when it got to Shelly, they thought that a knuckle sandwich was appropriate for the type of breakfast that they would make her if they were in the villa. So there's just a lot of stuff like this where it's just like, at this point, I don't even care whether if their relationship is real or not. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care. So, and I've been feeling this way probably within the last 2 weeks. If you can tell, I've kind of backed off Shelly and Ace a little bit because of the anti-blackness. I mean, at this point, it's irrelevant. You know, like, it's a reality show. And I've even had to tell myself, like, it's just a reality show. It's just a reality show. But why do I have to keep telling myself it's just a reality show? But then when I get on social media, you see the racism, you see the colorism, you see the anti-blackness. You even see the anti-blackness from other coons. I'm going to just call them coons because I don't know what else to call them. Coons. Let's just call them what they are. Let me go ahead and pull this up. So I've been seeing all type of stuff where it's just like, this I don't know what other seasons have been like, but it's just been really weird.
I asked my man who looked better, Clark or Alandria. He said Clark looked better because Alandria got a strong ass face. There's nothing we can do about that.
And you know what I'm going to say about this? This is a woman that's putting on a lace front wig with these just caterpillar lashes, wanting to speak on the next woman's natural beauty is insane. Like this is me being nice. This is me being nice with a Lululemon outfit on that she feel like she need because it validates her. And this is me being nice. It's just disgusting. Like this season has really been really weird. Like I don't recall, like I've seen like, things go viral with other Love Island seasons, even though I've never watched, but I've never seen like this type of stuff. I always thought Love Island was very supportive of Black Islanders. I don't know, like protective in a way. And maybe compared to other reality shows, because other reality shows, it's been a different story. So I'm just so thrown off. I'm so confused, especially seeing how this is like my introduction to Love Island. I don't get it. So yes, that video is taken down. I don't care. I don't care. My feelings are completely different. And that was 3 weeks ago. This is today. So I'm just disgusted by all of the stuff that I've seen. Not only that, luckily for me, I haven't seen the comments, but let me see if I can find what people were saying about, because there's been other stuff. Shelly, of course, put out a statement regarding the Buzzfeed situation. So Shelly's team has released a statement addressing the inappropriate collaboration post shared earlier today by Buzzfeed Tasty and Buzzfeed. Despite the noise, Shelly continues to rise with grace and strength. Her light is impossible to dim. And I've been asking this question when it comes to the people who have consistently watched Love Island. Has this been a thing? That's what I want to know. Has this, like, is this, it's just really throwing me off. The only other reality show that I've seen was, I've watched this Love is Blind, and I've never seen this much racism. So it's just throwing me off. So then there were some other things that were said on social media too, that I've seen in comment sections, but I have not seen for myself. Okay. So there's a huge dislike for Alandria. And the reason I believe, I'm just going to say the reason I believe there's a huge dislike for Alandria is because she has this white man on the show that is literally falling head over heels for her. And a lot of people have an issue with that. So she's experiencing a huge level of racism, colorism. It's really, really disgusting. But I believe that because Nick is very sought after, even Sierra mentioned it in earlier episodes where because he's so sought after, she would literally sleep with this man because she felt insecure with all the other bombshells and all the other women that were interested in Nick. And so the whole time she's insecure about how all of these girls are interested in Nick, he has this huge crush on Alandria. So this is the woman that he truly wanted this entire time. He even says it repeatedly, day one, I wanted her. So even before Sierra came into the picture, which people tend to overlook that, but I really believe that is the reason she's getting so much hate online. It's just really disgusting. So some other things that I've seen in comment section, of course, I knew about the Buzzfeed, but I did not know about the Maybelline, which Maybelline sponsored an episode. And I did not know that Maybelline's spokesperson model is calling for Shelly to be violently punched in the face. So there's like a video that I've seen going around social media where a Maybelline spokesperson, someone that works for Maybelline, that is in the gym hitting a punching bag and is implying that, oh, I want to punch Shelly. I'm upset at Shelly. She's a mean girl and all of this stuff. Which we're going to get into the whole mean girl situation. It's so sad. Before I could even get into the episodes 33 and 34, like I have to literally clean up and like go through all the mess that has happened on social media. I heard about this, that one of Huda fans, they created a George Floyd picture taking like Huda's face, putting it on the officer's body, and then making George Floyd Alandria. And you know how you've seen those type of photos. Let me see. Because there was a mean girl one. I don't have that one anymore on my desktop. But there was a mean girl, so I can already imagine what that looks like. I don't even want to bring that up, but that has to be made known as well in this video. Also, she has been called an ape, and I'm referring to Alandria. She's been called a monkey. She has been getting death threats. Okay. At one point, her mother, who is her page handler, had to turn off her comments. I don't know if her comments are on. I know at one point they were turned off because she was getting a lot of hate. So, and you know, the interesting thing about all of the hate that these women have been getting on social media, we haven't seen Love Island producers put out any statements at all to protect Alandria and Shelly from the hate, the racism that they have experienced online. I just don't understand. Like, they put out that statement regarding bullying when it came to Huda, but when it came to the racism, they didn't feel like that was necessary for Shelly and Alandria to get or receive any type of protection. So interesting. And it just makes me not want to watch another Love Island season. Like, it makes me just want to stop right here in my relations with them, because I'm all about fairness. And it's like, on one hand, I can see where people are coming from when it comes to Huda and her receiving all of this hate online. But then the same doesn't go for Alandria and Shelly. Where's the fairness in that? I'm very disappointed. And as a new viewer who decided to review this, I'm a black woman. I have a black platform. Black women support my platform. I'm for black women. So this is really disgusting to me. I feel like if I were to review any other episodes, then somewhat I would be supporting what we witnessed this season. It just doesn't make any sense. And then there has been other black women. This black woman, she decided to come out and make this TikTok, which I don't understand her purpose or her reasoning behind that. There was another black woman as well. She was she dark skinned? I believe she was a dark skinned black woman, and she was defending Huda and was saying crazy. She was saying, oh, I think she said something along the lines, oh, Huda can use the N-word, and I still wouldn't vote for Shelly or Alandria. I gotta go look it up. I don't want to promote her though. You know, like, it's like one of those situations where I blocked her and I kept it moving, but I didn't want to promote her on a platform. This was a stitch. So, like, of course, I don't even know who this original content creator is, but I didn't want to promote the other girl. Yeah.
About that. That's probably exactly how Taylor feels, actually. Like, Alandria is very masculine looking. Like, did y'all not peep that, or is y'all still on these beauties?
You know what's so weird about these comments? Alandria is the most feminine woman on the show. Do you not see that woman's posture? Like, her posture alone is feminine. Her cheekbones, the fillers that girls go out to get, she has naturally. Her body, is natural. And we see where she got her body from. We saw that on Family Visit, because I was like, oh my God, I know her mom is going to go viral on social media because of her build. It's crazy how because of her skin, and yes, it's because of her skin. It's her skin, it's her skin, it's her skin. You feel like it's masculine. It's weird. The colorism. And I have to be honest with you. Since this orange man with a hairpiece has been in office, the racism, the colorism has just been so comfortable for people. Ever since that man has gotten into office, it just seems like racism. And then TikTok, like seriously, TikTok used to be the place where it's like, oh, like we don't stand for that type of behavior. But now it just seems like that behavior is okay. Ever since that orange man got into office, it's just making people feel comfortable within their colorism and their racism and their anti-blackness and their hatred. It's weird.
And it's like, just because she meets y'all beauty standard does not...
No, because I absolutely have time today. I'm gonna clock y'all. I have no room or patience for racism or colorism, and it's really annoying. And the fact that colorism stems from slavery and y'all keep pushing this enslaved ideology is getting on my nerves. I have to get this out of my ass. Do you know how anti-black you sound coming up here on Beyonce's internet talking about a black woman's face is too masculine?
And then it's even crazier when you have women out here injecting their lips, injecting their cheeks, injecting their faces to get what she has naturally. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Like, make it make sense. Like, you literally have to go pay thousands of dollars to pump your face up to make it look like that. Like, her facial features alone, like, stop. Like, it's disgusting. It's disgusting, y'all. Like, I can't.
And you're sitting up here like, well, maybe that's how Taylor feels too. So you're just projecting your own colorism onto him? It's weird because Clark also has a big nose, full lips, and wide features. But because she's lighter, y'all just don't read her the same way. Let's really call it for what it is. Her being lighter reshapes how y'all see those same features, which is weird. But because she's dark-skinned, confident, and beautiful, and she's sharp, she's manly and masculine? No, she intimidates y'all, because really she's everything y'all aren't. Y'all aren't confident, y'all aren't sharp, y'all body not T, the skin not glowing. Look at y'all posture. Y'all see my girl posture. Y'all not fucking.
But I'm not shocked because the girl in the previous video that was talking shit, she's putting on a lace front. She's gluing that shit to her head, and she seemed like the type of girl where she can't be seen without a lace front. So, I mean, let's just consider her self-esteem. Let's just consider her self-esteem for a sec. She is gluing a lace front to her forehead. She got them lashes on. Okay, she got to wear her Lululemon. So let's just consider the mindset of the woman in the stitch or in the previous video. Like, seriously. Okay, we already know what type of mindset that she carries. Let's just be real about it.
Y'all are not critiquing behavior. Y'all reacting to the fact that a dark-skinned woman is confidently in spaces you don't think she's supposed to be in. That's why y'all reach for anything. How she holds someone accountable, her concealer, her presence, because y'all are intimidated by it. Even with the whole Taylor thing. Oh, she should have known he didn't like her, blah, blah, blah. But we could say the same thing for her. Coulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda known.
Man.
That putting a boom boom on a man is not going to keep him. He already got what he wanted before he even made you his girlfriend. What did you just do all of that for? She should literally know. But do you notice how y'all give her grace? Right. This whole thing is tired. The colorism is tired. She's tired. Her boyfriend's tired. They suck. Her and her boyfriend and anybody else who thinks like that needs to go free themselves from that slave mentality. And if you're mad about what I just said, go cry to Master about it.
Like, just throw the whole season away, y'all. I wasn't expecting this. Okay, let's get into the whole mean girl. So I came across this article. It was sent to me in Discord. Shout out to my Discord. Y'all actually brought this to my attention. So Audriana, she decided to do a interview with Elite Daily. Okay, I took some notes as well because I didn't want to read the whole thing. But basically, she talks about how the friction started with Huda and herself. So, and the reason I'm talking about this is because it ties into the whole mean girl narrative with Shelly and Alandria and how that was painted by producers. So the friction with Andrina and Huda, it all started between when Andrina gravitated towards Huda's ex, Jeremiah. So that was where the tension, the friction all started. Then it trickled on down to the standing on business postcard challenge. And according to Andrina, she's saying that this episode, like when they were recording for this whole challenge, just the challenge. So this episode where they did the challenge, it was 6 to 7 hours of recording. So I think we only got maybe 30 minutes of that challenge. We didn't get much of the challenge, but in real time, it was 6 to 7 hours. So that tells me a lot. So there were a lot of scathing comments that were directed at other islanders that were cut. So there was a lot that we didn't see. So there was a lot of calling out when it came to other islanders that we did not see at all. So what was shown was several of the women were accusing Huda of falsely preaching she's a girl's girl after kissing Chris, who had a connection with Shelly. And as Huda would read notes, a fight erupted among all of the women. Andrina says that viewers didn't see what caused the animosity towards Huda because important postcards were cut from the episode. So we didn't even get to see all of the postcards that were put in their little mailbox. So a lot of the postcards revealed some lies that Huda said, and that's why after the challenge, we were all questioning why Huda lied about this, why she lied about that. Andrina says, since that wasn't in the episode, I understand why people said we were being mean girls and that Huda was being attacked, but I don't think she was being attacked. We were just trying to understand why she would lie about some things. It's hard to explain because it didn't make it into the episode. So she's basically saying that producers left a lot out. Huda got a victim edit, basically, and that all of the islanders were painted out to be, the girls were painted out to be mean girls because of the producers and how they edited that challenge. And it just makes me wonder, why did the producers edit the challenge in that way? They cut out a lot. Then, right, because a lot of people could say that, oh, Andrina, you're lying. You're just saying this because you were painted out to be a mean girl on a reality show. But Zach also confirms what Andrina said as well, because he spoke about the postcard challenge, which sparked a fight between Zach and Amaya. And he said that it was edited out of the episode. So the full blown altercation that he had with Amaya, he's saying that a lot of it was edited out because Amaya said some really nasty things that he said that he's not going to repeat in this interview. But apparently she said some really nasty things that weren't shown, which is why he retaliated in the way that he did. So again, there are two different islanders that are saying the same thing when it comes to this challenge and how it was edited. Also, another thing too, Andrina decided to speak on the heart rate challenge where Shelly accused Huda of going too far with her partner Ace. Huda confided to Andrina about how hurt she was, and afterwards Andrina filled Shelly in on the chat, but viewers accused her of twisting Huda's words. And she's saying that whole conversation was a 20-minute conversation and it was also cut as well. So they're trying to make it seem like Andrina was being messy, but she was, I guess that conversation was cut, so where she just repeated what was already discussed, and that's the part that they decided to go with in the edit that they came up with. So all the other details and all the other parts in the conversation that I feel are necessary if you're going to sit down and talk about something, you would need to include those details. But the way they edited it in a way to where it only disclosed her just repeating what was already discussed. So that part of the conversation was not added, and it made her look a certain way. It made her look like she did twist things because they left out the details, the producers and the editors. So this is my thing. I don't understand, why are the producers so heavily involved when it comes to creating narratives and spinning narratives for certain islanders? It's like favoritism. That's how it's coming across. And it's very interesting. I already told you in my last review that Megan Thee Stallion, she posted and deleted the behind the scenes of the producers and the editors, and they were all white, bald men. I told y'all that. She posted and deleted because when Megan was there, she was behind the scenes. And I don't know if that was something that wasn't discussed, but she wasn't supposed to post that. So she posted and she deleted it. But she was showing, all the producers and the editors that were in the room, and they were all bald white men. So I'm just throwing that out there. Y'all do what y'all want to do with that information. What else? Oh, and not only that, let me go ahead and pull this up too, because I did see the Clark and Taylor interview. Let me see. They spoke about the heartbeat challenge as well, which confirms what Andrina is saying.
You guys feel like she went too far? Huda went too far there?
You're damn right she did. Listen, bro, when I tell y'all Huda did her biggest. She did her biggest on Ace. Like,
people online were like, she must have sat on his face. Did that happen?
Damn near.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. This was just a.
Listen. Somebody in the chat said that because the producers and editors are bald white men, and then they question, so we're here for Nick. I'm here for anyone that treats black women the way that they deserve to be treated. It's not about race. It's about treatment. Okay, I don't know. I've already said this on my platform, and I will say it again. Black women have it the hardest because you're a black woman. Okay, so you can try to paint this fantasy in your mind, because it's a fantasy, that you can just get with a black man and you're gonna be cool. You can get with a white man, you're gonna be cool. You can get with an Indian man and you don't have any worries. That's a fantasy. You're gonna have it hard. It doesn't matter. Which is why you, of all women, should focus on character. Okay? Not colors. This is not a crayon box. You need to look at the character. Okay? And the way Nick has treated Alandria, I don't see an issue. Now, if he switches up and he changes how he treats her, then we can have a conversation. But stop making it about crayon boxes and truly start making it about the character of a person. Okay, first of all, I'm looking at Nick's family. One thing that I noticed about this episode, he's big on family. He loves his family. That is a good sign. He does not come from a broken family. He seems to have came from a very healthy family. So what are we talking about? I don't get it. It's childish at this point. Black women, you're going to have it differently. Okay. So this whole, if I just choose this and I just choose that, that is a world that we do not live in. I'm sorry. So you're going to have to truly, truly see what a person is about. And this goes for friendship as well. You're really going to have to see who a person is at the core of who they are based off of their character. Because even when it comes to creating friendships with non-black women, I don't want to make it seem like you can't be friends with non-black women. You're just going to have to truly see what they're about, what their character truly is about. Because in order for you to make it in this world, you need a wide network. Period. So you limiting yourself and cutting yourself off to just black people and only black people, it's gonna keep you stifled as well. So you're gonna have to really vet. You're gonna have to really get to know people, and you're gonna have to truly see what they're about. And at times of loyalty or at times of integrity, when people are tested, then you should be discerning at that point, and then you decide if that person is good for you or not. That's it. It's not about a crayon box.
Conversation that was happening online.
No,
I'm just like it. She pretty much did. You know, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, viewers watching was like, well, was Huda just doing the same as all the other girls? Like, it seemed like everybody was trying to go all out. But obviously, from your reactions, we can kind of put two and two together on that one. Did you guys feel like she?
So they don't think that she was doing what everyone else was doing. They feel like she went way too far. So I thought that was interesting. Let me see. What other notes do I have before I move on? Let's see. Zach also. Zach, he confirms about Brian's genuineness towards Amaya. I don't care what anyone says. I don't believe Brian is genuine. And Zach says the same thing. So he questions Brian and if he is genuine or not. So he states she deserves, and he's referring to Amaya. In this interview, he talks about how Amaya actually deserves someone. Let me go back. Is it here? Right here. Okay. He goes, she deserves someone who is genuine. Hopefully, I'm wrong. Because he already feels like Brian is not genuine. But he says, hopefully, I'm wrong. And hopefully, Brian really does like her. And then he goes on to say, Amaya was really the only option in the villa for him. So he's referring to Brian. And, you know, it just confirms, because look at this. Look at this. And I'm going to be hopping around a lot. So please keep up. Because I was just like, I don't feel like he likes her.
They're cold-blooded, as in like they...
Now listen, I have to cover the screen because of copyright. I do. But hold on, let me show you what I'm talking about.
I don't think it works like that. As if like they don't warm, don't have body temperature. You know what?
I mean, how many times, this is what I want to know. How many times does this man have to cut his eyes at her for y'all to be like, oh, he doesn't really like her like that? But then you have people on social media that are like, oh, Nick and Alandria, like, y'all don't have a really good connection. Your connection is weak. But you can literally watch this man cut his eyes at Amaya and be like, oh my God, like he really likes her. I'm concerned. Like, I am so concerned with dating culture and how people are not able to pick up body language. Because honestly, y'all, it actually makes sense because we live in a culture now where everything is through text. People don't really socialize. They really look at social media as like their only form of socializing. So like when it comes to situations where people are exchanging energy and things like that, it's like, how are you not able to pick up on the fact that Brian doesn't really like Amaya like that? And she has to initiate everything, literally everything. And Amaya is very nurturing. She's very feminine. She doesn't give me like controlling or anything like that. It's just sometimes she doesn't allow men to initiate because she's so excited and she's so like in this space of just wanting to attach herself to someone. But he hasn't initiated anything with this relationship. She's initiated everything, which is not a good sign.
I don't like it.
I think you're just making shit up right now. I think you're making shit up right now.
Okay, wait.
I'm concerned about our younger generation, y'all. I'm concerned about our younger generation because I'm coming to the realization, right? I had to calm myself down last night. I'm like, the main viewers of this show are non-black people. Okay, the main viewers of this show are teenagers to young adults. The main viewers of this show don't have the experiences that millennials have. I'll just say that. When I was coming up, for a man to approach you, he had to walk up to you and exchange numbers. There was no, oh, let me hit you up on Snapchat. Let me hit you up on Instagram. So I have to keep that in mind when it comes to the show, because I'm just like, why are people? Sorry, I had my echo cancellation off. Why are people not picking up on these small little cues that you should be able to pick up on? And I'm glad I'm reviewing this for the younger generation, because a man cutting his eyes at you is a sign that he does not like you. Okay. And it's crazy, right? Because on social media, people are like, oh, but Nick doesn't really like Alandria like that. I've never seen Nick cut his eyes at Alandria at all. If anything, he stares deeper into her eyes. There's a sparkle there. This man literally cuts his eyes at Amaya, and you got everyone thinking, oh, this is really gonna work. I can see them outside of the villa, like, and I'm like, this is a situationship at best. This is a situationship at best. So let me go ahead and move on. I hate this for Amaya, to be honest. I really do. Okay, so let me go on. Was it that one? Did I have another clip? Okay, no, that's the only other clip that I have. I don't even know where I should start at this point. Should I start with Chris and Huda? They're going to take up a lot of my time. So let me just go ahead and get started with them. Because episode 33, oh my gosh. Let me pull up. I had to create a separate file for them.
No.
Talk to me.
Chris doesn't like that I'm not like kissing him in front of you guys. To me, I'm trying to move slower. It takes a second for me to like jump into that, especially when I just got hurt so bad in here after.
I'm going to be hopping around a lot because we're combining 2 episodes, okay? Okay? So, first and foremost, I want to say this. I literally said this in my last review, and people were arguing me down about this. But did you see how Ace took Shelly into the hideaway? Before I even get into this, before I even get into them, did you see how Ace took Shelly into the hideaway? Let me pull them up real quick.
Wait, this is so beautiful.
It's crazy.
Did you see how they spent a night together, right? And after the night that they spent together, he refused on several occasions. Even wrote
Walking into this experience.
Even wrote her a nice little poem, which was really sweet. Okay. Ace has really grown on me. I told you, he's a Leo. He's a Leo. Okay. Leos, they grow on you. Because at first you can't stand them. Then after a while, you'll be like, you know, I like you. You cool. You cool. Once you start to understand them, right? Ace has been the most mature in this villa. He is not his stereotype. Okay. And I feel like women are wanting to cast him off as like this villain because of what he did to Jeremiah. And I can agree with you on that. But I did watch his interview with Access Hollywood where he said producers edited that scene a certain type of way. But Jeremiah on social media, I believe Jeremiah is being influenced by TikTok about how he should feel about the situation between him and Ace. So I don't know. But Ace is not his stereotype. People want Ace to be his stereotype. Not only do people on social media, America wants Ace to be his stereotype, but so do the producers. Are y'all peeping that? He prays every night. I am learning this through other cast members. He prays every single night. Then when he coupled up with Shelly, Shelly and Ace would pray together. So I just, and it's like people are like, oh, he's a master manipulator and he's this and he's that. I'm not going to clock him off of a reality show that's anti-black, that's being edited and produced by people that are not black on a network or a streaming service that's not black. So I would have to be proved wrong based off of how he moves outside of this reality show. Because honestly, we don't know. If we go according to what the producer said about him and Jeremiah, we would have to believe what they're saying about Shelly and Alandria. Because why are all the black people getting bad edits? Why are all the non-black people getting good edits? So it just makes me question, like, what's real and what's not. But the positive stuff that Ace was doing with Shelly was never shown, because we never got it. We never got to see how he was praying with Shelly at night. We didn't get that. We never saw it. So until I actually hear negative feedback from other cast members, I haven't heard anything from the cast members that he's just this horrible, horrible person. Everyone seems to look up to him. So I don't know. And then when y'all say I can see through Ace, like, what do y'all mean by that? What are you seeing? That's what I want to know. What are you seeing exactly? But let me go ahead, because let me show you this. And this is what a lot of people looked over. And I think it's this one. Okay, not this one. Is it this one?
It was so cute, and I was like, oh.
Also, Huda is jealous of Shelly. Huda is very jealous of Shelly. When she came back and she was talking about the night that her and Ace spent together, and she was talking about how Ace wrote her a poem. Did y'all peep that?
This is so cute. And then he was just telling me, he's like, I've been working on this. I wrote you a poem. So he starts reading the poem and stuff, and
that's too fucking cute. That's really cute.
So he was just like reading the poem to me. He's like, so will you be?
And they kept putting the camera on Huda on purpose because they wanted to get her reaction. But it's like, Shelly is that girl because she got a poem, flowers every breakfast. And then I'm also finding out through other islanders that he would make breakfast for other girls that were new and they weren't partner up. He would make them breakfast as well, but he would always make it extra special for Shelly by bringing her flowers and stuff like that with her meals and her breakfast. So I just think that's interesting as well. But I peeped that and I was like, okay, so she's not really happy about that. And then they also made it a point to get her reaction as well, which I thought was kind of weird. But another thing that people did not catch, and I said this because people were arguing me down in my last review. I said, when a man really likes you, he's not going to disclose any sexual activity that he has with you with his friends. And a lot of people overlooked that. Ace, and it was really weird because Brian was counting down the steps for Shelly to go up so that he could get the details about Shelly when it came to Ace and how they spent their hideaway together. This is why I said Brian is not genuine to me. He is sexually driven, even when it comes to other women in the villa, because he wanted to know, how was it? And Ace, the way he kept diverting the conversation to something else, he kept changing it to this or to that, or he would talk about his feelings or talk about what he did instead of what they did to protect her. Because when a man is really into you, he's not going to disclose his sexual activities with you to his friends. He's not doing that. He does not want his weirdo friends fantasizing sexually about you. So he's not going to disclose that information. And a lot of people overlook that. A lot of people. I was like, oh, because I was going to clock it, y'all. I was like, let me see how Ace handles this. Because I was looking for that with Ace and when it comes to Nick. I wanted to see how they would handle that. And Ace, he handled it well. He did not disclose that information. And he said, I didn't fold.
I was like, yes, what do you mean? I'm like, about time, shit. Like, goddamn, I was waiting. I was like, finally, you're freaking exclusive. We've been waiting since, like, the fucking beginning for y'all to lock this shit in.
I really think Huda wanted Ace. That's what I think. I think Huda wanted Ace. I think Huda been wanting Ace for a very long time. For a very, very, very long time. But I think Ace was clocking how toxic she was from the very beginning. So I don't think, and that's the thing. I think a lot of people are like, oh, no, Ace was jealous of Jeremiah. He wanted Huda. He wanted Huda. He wanted Huda. And I keep trying to tell y'all, Ace does not like combative women. And then when you go and you meet his sister, you're like, oh, that's why. He doesn't like combative women at all. And this whole like, okay, so the situation between Shelly and Ace when it comes to their connection, of course, they didn't see eye to eye at times. They had their disagreements and things like that. But one thing that he really liked about Shelly was that he could still talk to her, though, that she didn't allow her ego to just consume her to the point where he couldn't actually talk to her, or it didn't get to a point where he didn't feel heard. And at times where he didn't feel heard, Shelly would come back and reassure him. He does not like combative women. I'm sorry. But this is social media. And when it comes to social media, the only thing that you need is a fat ass. A nasty attitude is just, you don't, like, that doesn't matter. We just need you to have a fat ass. That's it. As long as you got a fat ass, you can get away with anything. You can get away with murder on social media. In real life, men don't like that, especially men that spend money on you. They don't like that. They don't want to be around that. They won't deal with that. They will literally replace you with somebody else. They do not like combative women. Okay, just overly difficult for no reason. Like, who wants to deal with that? Okay, let's see. Okay, the poem. I want to say, how did y'all feel about Ace and his family?
I'm at work.
Yeah, every day.
I'm taking care of my patients. I have my coworkers like this. You're missing it. I'm like, but this patient.
How did y'all feel about Ace and Shelly's families mingling? I feel like her dad is typical black dad. Like, you really thought a man that hasn't really met another man. And to be honest, the way Shelly's dad reacted to Ace made me believe that the rumors were not true. Because if you have a black dad, I don't know if anybody, and I love how her parents were they Haitian colors. Did anybody peep that? They was Haitian down. One thing that I honestly, I wasn't expecting him to act any other way. The way her dad reacted made me believe that the rumors about them like knowing each other before the villa and them being in a long-term relationship and everything, the way her dad acted made me believe that the rumors were not true. That was another reason I decided to take down the video, because it's just the way he responded to Shelly's mom saying, yeah, he acts, I really like Ace. He act just like your daddy. And the way her daddy looked at her like, girl, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
But they're like,
She coded.
right. Welcome to my home, but team shillings for sure.
I think when you guys did have like somewhat of a challenge or a disagreement, for me, that's when I was like, oh yeah, they're dope. And I think it's because you guys kept it very respectful.
And
very, very
raise your voice. How do you say
right.
so calm? when
dealing
you
with
talk,
sisters.
she raised you right. And I love the way you look at her. He likes her.
Let me see. Listen, I don't know about anybody else's dad, but like that's how my daddy act. He don't like you until he know you. That's just when it comes to his daughter, he's not gonna like you until he actually knows you. So the way her dad acted, I'm like, oh, maybe the rumors are not true. Because if his dad would have been just a little too friendly or just a little too comfortable around him, I would have been like, oh, they know each other. But like my daddy is not gonna like you unless he know you like that. So it's gonna be, I don't know you like that. Like you're gonna get a lot of, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. The mom, I can understand. Like I tell y'all all the time, when it comes to your mother, your sisters, or your aunts, they're being charmed. When it comes to another man, you can't charm another man. So them meeting for the first time like this is not shocking that her dad reacted in the way that he did. Like you thought he was gonna hug him and be like, "Ah, a black daddy?" I maybe that's just me. Hell no, hell no. This is actually very more. This was more real to me than anything. Let me see.
And I seen everybody get in their moment and stuff. Like I love that I'm happy, but no, I was like, wow.
His
At
time
all.
when he is ready.
Of course.
The way he looks at her, the way she looks at him, it's like they can't stop smiling.
Yo, I swear this was the part where I was like, okay, they don't know each other. This is when I was like, oh, they really don't know. Do you not see her? Listen, this is typical dad stuff.
Ace brought out a side of her I've never seen before. She's happy.
What have you guys been witnessing?
Your mama is always gonna be green, but your daddy is always gonna be red. You have to turn the dad green, and really it's a transition. Red, yellow, green, and then red, yellow, up back to red, yellow, up back to red again, yellow to green. That's just how dads are. Mom, green. Oh my god. Because she's only looking at her daughter, you know, how she's reacting, responding to Ace and things like that. But the dad is looking at Ace. That's all he doing. So I don't know. I thought this was the most realist interaction I've seen on the show. Let me see if I could find it. This was funny too.
From what you guys seen, what do you guys think of Ace?
I like him.
Yeah?
He reminds me of your dad.
Really?
Are you ready for that? And if he
Oh my god. And really, y'all, I feel like this is a good sign because your father should make him earn his respect. It's not just going to be handed to him. It's not just going to be given to him. That's what it's about. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah?
he reminds me of your dad.
Really?
Are you ready for that? And if he thinks that he's
That part really tickled me. Okay. Let me move on. That part really tickled me. We're going to come back. Let me go back to Chris. Chris, I just so much to discuss, but I just wanted to I wanted y'all to see how could have been jealous of Shelly for some time now. Let's see. Okay.
No.
Talk to me.
Chris doesn't like that. I'm not like kissing him in front of you guys. To me, I'm trying to move slower. It takes a second for me to like jump into that, especially when I just got hurt so bad.
Remember when I said men respect women that are consistent? There's nothing wrong with her boundary. It's just her boundary doesn't make any sense. And so it was funny. I don't even know what clip I have, but in one of the clips, Chris was like, you reiterating what you said previously is not going to make it any more sense than how it didn't make sense the first time. you not wanting to kiss me publicly, but then sleep with me at night. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like you re-explaining yourself is not gonna have me change my mind about how it doesn't make sense. Because it doesn't make sense.
After doing that with somebody. I don't want to repeat past mistakes. I'm not trying to get hurt. I don't want to get hurt again.
And it just goes to show like how Huda views sex. She thinks sex is not as intimate as a kiss, or she feels like kissing and showing each other affection publicly is more intimate than sex. She makes no sense.
She's just not adding up to me. And me and her just can't come to understanding.
Like, that shit is a red flag to me, bro. I just can't deal with that shit. How you want to, you cannot kiss me out here, but you want to.
And you know, another thing too that I started questioning when producers, you know, wanted to show Ace as like the villain, but then like why does everyone, if Ace is a villain, right? And people feel like he move weird and he do weird shit, why do people come to him for advice? That's what I'm like, wouldn't you avoid him? Everyone literally comes to him for advice when they are in a crisis, or when they're unsure about how they feel, or they're unsure about where they stand with their partner or the woman that they're coupled up with. They always come talk to Ace. But Ace has shown that he is the most mature one in the house. He's young. He is younger than all the other, I think he's the youngest of all the castmates and things like that. But everyone comes to him. A 27-year-old is sitting down trying to get advice with a 22-year-old. Why didn't Chris talk to Brian? Or why didn't Chris talk to Pepe? Pepe is older. I don't get it.
You want to have sex with me. Let's be in the bedroom and fucking Iris and Pepe are feet away.
And then Ace hasn't slept with anyone in the house, but Iris and Pepe. Well, Pepe has slept with Iris. Pepe has slept with Hannah. So I feel like he's more experienced in that department, especially when it comes to this whole experience. But you go and you sit down with Ace. Why?
And Taylor and all feet away on that side. It's PDA regardless. Just because we hide the sheets doesn't mean shit. You know, it doesn't make sense. Fuck, bro.
Your feelings are extremely valid. I don't feel you wrong. It's just a matter of just seeing it through and feeling it out to the fullest. You know what I mean? Trying to find that happy medium to where you guys can communicate effectively about your boundaries and her boundaries.
I don't get it. And you know, Ace don't like that girl. So I was actually shocked by the advice that he gave. I was shocked. I was like, oh, you're not going to try to talk him out of this? But he didn't. He didn't. He met him exactly where he was at, and he gave him solid advice. It was very good advice.
Chris is a very, very genuine dude. I understand where he's coming from, but I want him to understand that it's just been a trackless record of all the shit before Chris, and they trying to meet in the middle somewhere. It's very, very tough, but it can be done if two people really want to find a common ground.
Interesting. This was funny. I'm sorry, but Chris is the woman in this relationship. The way he's emotionally eating, the way he's emotionally snacking, like I'm just like, this woman really got this man stressed. Look at it. So he went and sat down. He started talking to Iris.
How do you feel, Chris?
Irritated.
What happened?
Oh, but when Shelly said that she was irritated, she was a mean girl. Let's not forget, when Shelly said she was irritated, she was a mean girl. Remember that? Oh, I'm just irritated. I don't want to talk about it right now. Can we talk about it some other time? Even Chris is avoiding her. But Shelly was a mean girl. Remember that? Even Chris, if it wasn't for Amaya and Brian bringing them together, he would still be avoiding that girl. Why do people feel the need to avoid her? Is it because they don't feel heard when speaking to her about the issues that they have? Is that the reason? So is Chris a bad guy? Is he just a horrible person? Is he a mean boy because he won't go and talk to Huda about the situation? He's avoiding her, talking to Iris.
Can't see eye to eye or something.
Crazy. Let me continue.
No, Chris is upset basically that I'm not being intimate enough in front of you guys, right? I'm doing things privately.
Because you don't like media.
No,
That's
like, but I do see where Chris is coming from a little bit. Because if a guy,
You know it's bad when Amaya is not in agreement with you. You know you dead ass wrong. That's what I love about Amaya. Amaya is so unbiased. She was like, no, I would feel some type of way.
is to just only kiss me in the bed, but when we outside in public, he don't want to kiss me, I'm gonna be like, yo, what the fuck?
That's just common sense. I don't know what else to say. Her logic makes no sense.
I just wanted to talk to you about our conversation before. I didn't walk off. I ended the conversation and I got up. But
Hold on, let me see. Yo, this man is so sick of her. And you know what? You know what is so insane? People are like, oh, Nick and Alandria, they don't have a real connection. But y'all think they do? It be the eyes for me. This man is disinterested. He has disassociated. He wants no parts. Okay? If you needed to know what this looks like, this is what it looks like. A man that has disconnected, he's disinterested, he has officially disassociated. So even her sitting down having this conversation with him, it was never going to go anywhere because he's disconnected, he has disassociated, and he wants no parts. So you talking, it's like, it's pointless. He feels how he feels, and he also feels disrespected. He feels emasculated as well, and he just doesn't see the point.
are you checked out?
He said,
Checked out? What are your thoughts on that?
he said, are you checked out?
Any thoughts?
Okay. Are you checked out?
Let me continue. Amaya, and then this is another thing too.
I want to come to a conversation.
Amaya, girl, you've been working overtime trying to help this girl out. And then also, you know, it's kind of weird because she's gravitated towards Amaya, but she's only gravitated towards Amaya because Amaya supports her blindly. That is the only reason why her and Amaya are really good friends, is because Amaya doesn't really judge her to the point of discernment where they're like, oh, I want to distance myself from her. But honestly, the only reason because of that is because Amaya has never been in the way of ruining opportunities with any of the other men in the villa. But best to believe that if Amaya threatened any of the connections that Huda wanted to build or create with any of the men in the villa, she would have been on the receiving end of Hurricane Huda. It's just because Amaya has never been a threat to her when it comes to male validation. She sees her as a friend, but the whole time in this friend, Amaya is pouring into this friendship, is there for her, is always there for her, being a shoulder to cry on. But we don't ever see that in return when it comes to Amaya. So will we see Huda give Amaya advice? Will we see Huda actually give Amaya support in a real way? Or is this friendship just one-sided?
But I'm like, I don't know where to start. This is my first connection after Jeremiah. Like, and you just want to make sure things are going right this time. Yeah, sure. And it's scary, but it's like I'm trying to show him more affection. Like I'm still doing things like touching him and like sitting on him.
Small space.
Little baby stuff. Like I'm getting there, but I'm like, I need a little more from you for me to want to do even more.
Yeah.
So how you feeling? I'm doing a lot better, bro. But I'm still confused as fuck. Is that?
Listen, I already said they the same person. I see how they attracted each other. They mirror each other in the worst ways. The worst. The worst, the worst, the worst, the worst. She's anxious. He's avoidant. He's looking for male validation. She's looking for male validation. He's looking for male validation from his friends, wanting to get their approval because he wants her to be affectionate publicly for a reason. She also looks for male validation. So he manipulates, he manipulates, she manipulates. They've manipulated each other. I peeped that when they were in the speakeasy and he was manipulating her because he wanted to sleep with her. And she was manipulating him by playing the victim when it comes to all the chaos that she created with the other cast members. They're literally the same person. I don't get how folks are not picking up on that. I see how they attracted each other, to be honest.
Awkwardness and shit? A little bit, but you know, I still like her. That shit just don't make sense. It's just a disagreement. Yeah.
My top love languages are words of affirmation and acts of service. I love those things. He does acts of service, but like words of affirmation is so important to me. It gets me all like butterflies.
I mean, it's all about just communicating this to him. But just because he doesn't do those things doesn't mean that he is a bad person for you.
I just want to make sure that we come to an understanding because I don't like seeing him.
I just don't understand why. Well, he's being avoidant. She can't even communicate with him because he's being avoidant.
You think we're getting played right now?
And this is the thing, like, because he's avoidant, one thing that they do that they have in common is when he's avoidant, there's no getting through to him. And when she's manipulating to be the victim, there's no getting through to her. Like, they mirror each other in the weirdest ways. So if it wasn't for Brian and Amaya like coming up with this game plan to meet at the dock, they still wouldn't be talking to each other because she can't be the victim if he's being avoidant. So it's like they never gonna talk. And then if they try to talk, they're never gonna have effective communication because he's being avoidant and she's being the victim. It's like neither of them can get their way because they're polar opposites of each other. So it's like no middle ground can be met. So if it wasn't for Brian and Amaya, they wouldn't be talking till this day.
We're getting played.
No, we're not. She's in the bathroom. They're fucking hiding. You're slick. You're not slick.
Brian, I swear.
I got investigative skills, okay?
And just like Huda shuts down and you can't get through to her, the same thing goes for Chris. He shuts down. There's no getting through to him. He just checks out.
You're not funny.
The difference between Huda and Chris is Chris checks out and Huda walks off. Like, I mean, I can literally do this every day, like all day. She walks off. He just disassociates from his body. What's the difference? She physically leaves and he physically stays, but he mentally checks out versus she physically walks off. And then at the time that she's physically walking off, she's mentally checking out. Like they literally mirror each other in the worst ways. This is why I don't see this connection really going anywhere outside of the villa. They can't even communicate well.
I see you. Y'all sneaky. They're funny. They want us to talk.
Crazy. Let me continue.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You better?
What do you mean better?
I don't know. We had a little disagreement yesterday.
It is what it is. I don't like your take.
He already knows that she doesn't have the emotional intelligence to see where he's coming from. Let me see. Yep. He knows she doesn't have the emotional intelligence to look beyond herself to see his perspective. And the same thing was with Jeremiah. When he was trying to explain his point of view and his perspective, she just refused to see it. She just instantly got defensive and blew up and didn't want to see his point of view or his perspective at all and wasn't trying to.
Yesterday's emotions into the new day.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's something that's bothering you, I want to talk about it.
I mean, I'm really trying to understand where you're coming from. But at the same time, I still don't get it. And I don't want to keep on just dwelling on that part and just talking about that. Instead of just keep trying to move forward and focus on other things. So
is like me being more intimate with you, like privately or like.
And you know what's scary about this? You know what's scary about this is that people think that this was effective communication. People think this was healthy conflict and resolution. America. People also think that this was healthy how they decided to move forward. And I'm just like, him avoiding this issue and their connection is not healthy at all. Because deep down, it still bothers him. If anything, it's just going to build resentment towards her. That's it. So him not really addressing how he feels and getting to a real understanding where he feels seen and heard based off of how he's expressing himself, him just avoiding that with her to just move past it already puts cracks in their connection, their foundation. It's not healthy at all. And so the only thing he's going to do, like any minor thing that Huda does moving forward, it's just going to add on to the resentment. That's it. He is going to grow a level of hate by the time this connection ends. And we've already seen this whole TikTok trend that was, I think it was like a year or two ago, where tell me how you found out, or maybe it was Twitter X, where your boyfriend hated you. And some of the comments, some of the videos I saw regarding that trend, I'm like, I'm starting to see how it starts. It typically starts with a man being avoidant. And instead of addressing the issues that they have with their partner or with the woman that they're in a relationship with, they just let it like go to the wayside, build resentment, and then they just start treating their partner any type of way. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Like this connection is not lasting because, well, first of all, this issue is truly testing their relationship and their connection. And to be honest, I don't feel like it's passing the test. I just don't. Avoiding the situation is not going to help their relationship in the long run. It's just going to catch up.
I mean, that conversation is not enough for you.
It's not about it being enough.
To me, it's more serious kissing in front of other people, like openly, than kissing under the covers.
Okay.
I know you don't understand, but that's my thought was. But
I've already heard you said that yesterday, so I don't know why we're still talking about that. I already understand. Okay. You telling me again is not gonna make me understand again.
I'm sorry if I made you feel confused or upset you, but I hope that we don't have to.
And listen, people feel like Chris is innocent because he's on the receiving end of Hurricane Huda. Chris is not innocent. I'm sorry. He's not innocent. His own traits, his own toxic traits is how he ended up in bed with this lady. First of all, we could start with lust. He ended up in bed with this girl because of lust. Okay. He folded. That's what he decided. That was the word choice he decided to use. He folded. So that means he knew he fucked up. Because why wouldn't it have been a great experience for him? But he chose to use the word I folded, or the phrase I folded. So it's just, it is what it is. He's not innocent in the situation just because he's the more emotionally mature in the situation. He wasn't emotionally mature enough to know better than to sleep with an emotionally unstable woman. He knew that she was emotionally unstable from the very beginning. He made it known that in the speakeasy, oh, I attract emotionally unstable women. So why would you sleep with an emotionally unstable woman? Make it make sense. So he's not innocent for that. He knew what he was getting into. He just didn't think it would be this bad.
shit ain't gonna change. So.
Is that like a deal breaker for you? Is this something we can just kind of like compromise and just move forward?
If it was a deal breaker, I would have ended it already.
Okay.
I told you I'm very understanding. I'm very
Listen, it's not a deal breaker because he need that 100K.
receptive. Like if you tell me something that bothers you, I'm open to hearing whatever. It's just about how you address it.
I refuse to lose my happy ever after. Because when
Listen, the same conversation I'm having with y'all, the same conversation I had with my younger brother. You don't sleep with an emotionally unstable woman. You a fool at that point. It's the truth. Why would you do that? And then it's different if you didn't know. She put on a good front. Like Jeremiah, I felt like she fooled Jeremiah until she crashed out. But it's like, Chris, you watched her in the previous episodes. You had I think by the time they slept together, it was the kid episode. So I'm not gonna hold that against him. By that time, he had already slept with her. But it's like you had so much evidence. You had so much evidence. So it is what it is. It's just the truth. There are two toxic people in a relationship. He chose to sleep with her when he knew that she was emotionally unstable. It just wasn't smart.
Whenever you see me in the mornings, do you mind acknowledging me a little bit more? Absolutely. Is something that I need?
For sure.
I like attention.
How much attention does this girl need? Like, I'm just, yo, this is crazy. How much attention does she need? Damn. And you can't, listen, you cannot convince me that she's not jealous of Shelly because Shelly gets a lot of attention. Shelly gets a lot of attention in a genuine way, though. So she tries to get attention by sleeping with men, by controlling men, by doing all of these crazy things. And it's like, girl, if you would just work on yourself on the inside, all of that stuff would come naturally. But you're trying to get it by force. You're trying to get it through manipulation. And it's just not working. If anything, it's really turning people off.
My person? A lot, actually.
See how you addressed it?
Is that better?
Okay.
I think me and Chris are fine now. I don't think that there's any tension. At the end of the day, we want to be together and we'll be able to work through anything. So
somebody brought to my attention that the reason why women are rooting for Huda is because they themselves are emotionally unstable and they feel like just because they're emotionally unstable that they should still be loved anyway. So that's why they go so hard for her, is because a lot of women, sadly, a lot of young women feel like they can relate to her. And I'm just like, listen, if you can relate to Huda, you need to go to therapy. You do. You do. You do. You need therapy real bad. You do. You need too much attention. You literally need male validation to function, to think, to love yourself. I mean, everything about you literally operates based off of, did you get enough attention today? And did you get male validation today? And if you didn't get those two things, you had a shitty ass day. And it's like the world is still operating outside of those two things. And it's like, if that's how small your world is, therapy can make your world bigger. Seriously. Because I'm just like, what? So a lot of women feel like they can relate to her. And I'm just like, that's not good at all. At all, at all, at all, at all. The only way I could say you truly would deserve love is by working on yourself. That's it. Like, create a better version of yourself where you do deserve love. But honestly, you're going to run everybody off. Like, seriously, friends too. Because Huda, I remember her saying earlier in this season that she only has like 2 friends. And I'm just like, I see why. Like, who would want to deal with that on a regular basis? And then, did y'all peep how her sisters interacted with her too? Let me see if I can pull that up. Even the way her sisters interact with her, it said a lot. Especially her oldest sister said a lot.
Why are you fucking saying it like that? Just say you're a mom.
I have no regrets about coming here. Do I miss Arlie every day? Of
Fuck yeah, I miss her every single day. She's waiting for you.
And I could tell, like, her oldest sister, if she could have spent a little bit more time there, girl, we would have saw a lot. Cause I gotta be honest with you, out of all the family members, she was the realest one. And I think I know why, because I think she knows her sisters in ways that we don't know. But it's like, I don't know, did anybody pick up on this? That's my annoying little sister. Like, she's always causing problems, like issues. Like, that's the energy that I got from her. Like, she does not have the patience or the tolerance for Huda at all. Like, you could just tell her oldest sister is just tired of her shit.
I know, I'm so happy. I was so excited to see her.
Well,
Yes, we do have
a video.
Oh my god, stop. Oh my god.
I think it's like first year.
And then there was also a part, I don't know if I caught that, but there was also a part where she was just like, yeah, you're your best when you know when to shut up. It's like, damn. She was like, yeah, that is your best moment. I think she said your best moments are when you know when to shut up. I was like, damn. Her oldest, and I'm telling you, her oldest sister, I wanted to see more screen time from her. I did. I wanted to see more, but it seems like they limited the amount of time that the family was able to interact with them. It's like they didn't want too much told or too much exposed to the islanders. Like, they could only spend, like, it seemed like maybe 20-30 minutes based off of how it was edited. But again, it could have been longer than that, but just, it was very short and sweet, straight to the point. They didn't get to stay long, just a little bit, and then they had to go. And then it seemed like they were advised not to say certain things or tell them certain things while they were still in there. It was just weird. It was weird. And maybe they were advised that, because another thing that I noticed, I'm like, what the hell do these islanders, what are they experiencing and what are they going through? Because did anybody else pick up on the fact that when they saw their family, they were breaking down crying? And I'm just like, what the hell are y'all going through up in here in this villa with this crew, these producers, these editors? What the hell are y'all going through in here where y'all are literally breaking down when you see your family? Anybody else peep that? Because I'm like, I'm in Fiji, right? And I'm on a reality show. Yeah, but like, this is supposed to be fun. I'm supposed to be meeting the love of my life, possibly. I'm having an experience that's supposed to be like good energy. You know what I mean? I'm tripping. I'm like, why are y'all crying like that? Nick broke down crying. Pepe broke down crying. Hell, all the men broke down crying. I'm just like, okay, for men to be breaking down like this, I'm just like, there's more to this than we the public know and see. Because I mean, this is like a 4-week experiment or something like that. So I'm just like, what the hell is going on? Is it that they don't sleep? They've been isolated for 6 weeks. I feel like that probably plays a major role. And then Alandria, she didn't cry when she saw her mom. Alandria is different. Alandria is very, very different, and which is why she's going to be a very hard shell to crack, which is why people are just like, oh my God, why is she not like jumping on Nick and things like that? I just think that's her personality, because even when Alandria saw her mom, she didn't break down crying. She didn't break down crying until she saw Shelly leave. So Alandria is just different. She's different. 6 weeks. Crazy. Let me continue. And is that the full experiment, or is that just what we see? That's what I want to know. I need to go look. Okay, let me continue though with Chris. Did y'all see also Chris's family? But before, let's get into how Chris was so stressed.
Hell yeah. Yeah. My mom is so sweet. She's like any girl. I could bring home anybody. And she'll be friends with her, yeah. You don't have any other situation.
I don't know, bro.
You introduce her to the moms?
Honestly, if I had the choice, I'd probably say no. Just because my mom and my sisters, they could be a little harsh and real. And I don't think that'd be good, like, first, you know what I mean?
You don't want to put her in that fire.
I don't even want to, yeah, bro.
I'm so scared of them meeting him. I feel like me and him.
So I already know what y'all gonna say, but the sister and mama interaction, Chris's people, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna show you what stood out to me that I don't know. I haven't really seen anybody else talk about, but hold on.
I haven't known each other that long. Like, I have no idea what they're gonna say at all. I'm more scared about meeting his family, if I'm being completely honest with you.
I wonder what my parents are gonna think about Pepe.
Because hold on, let me get through how he was stressing though, and it was making Huda uncomfortable. Because honestly, I'm like, why are you stressing so much when I'm about to meet your family? It's like you're not confident with me, and you're not confident with what we have.
Chris, you mad quiet. What you think about? You just tired?
He's stressing.
He waiting on his. He waiting on his turn.
Yo, and then you know what's so funny? If you got to be black to understand why this man was stressing, like his mom was coming up to the school because his principal called home and said he had been acting up. Like the way this man was just so like he disassociated, just thinking like, oh my god, what they gonna say? Oh my god.
I don't know why.
Chris is stressed out.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I was anxious too before my parents.
I'm just emotional as fuck. And when I get like this, I just get
Did y'all see Huda's face though?
quiet. And just
I know.
Oh.
What do you feel like you're stressed about though?
just seeing my people. It's mostly just about like what they gonna say and shit like that.
Yeah, you just want to make sure that you're making them proud.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
So
We all know what that was about. We if you're black, especially if you're a black woman, we all know what that was about. And you know what? At this point, we need to start gatekeeping. I ain't even gonna tell the internet what it was about, but you know what that was about. You know exactly what that was about because I don't need them in on our lingo, and just some things are just unspoken. That's all, and you already know what that was about. So I'm gonna look at you. You see it? Okay, you already know what that was about. I'm not even gonna get into it because you know the world at this point, they don't deserve us to even understand. You know what I mean? They don't deserve it. So I'm gonna just move on. But we already know what that was about.
They've known you for 27 years.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what they putting out, but they know you.
yeah, true.
They're just happy to be here and see you. That's all.
Now I do have a question. If Chris was partner up with Shelly, do you think he would have been stressing like that? Do you think he would have been stressing if he was partnered with Shelly? Do you think he would have been stressing like this? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I am anxious about what my mom and my sister are going to say.
It's hilarious.
I think it's just too soon to introduce Huda to my family. You know, we're still.
Now he done slept with this girl. He done slept with this girl. He done worked it out the night before, right? He's like, oh no, I don't think it's gonna if I didn't want to still be in this, I would have ended things already. This is not gonna break nothing. Okay, so if it's not gonna break nothing, then why meeting your family? Why do you feel like that's gonna break up the connection that y'all have? You know what? That went on over a lot of people's heads. Okay, you're moving forward with this connection. Like, why is her meeting your family such a big deal to you? Like, why are you stressing like this? If what she did about the whole, I don't understand, like, why is it a big deal if we kiss in public and things like that? Okay, you're willing to move past it. Why are you stressing this bad when it comes to your family?
Getting to know each other and still building our connection.
Don't worry.
I gotta get out of my head, my bio. I don't mean to make it seem like I'm like mad or anything.
No, you're good.
100%. I just wanted to check in, you know?
I appreciate you.
Okay, hold on. So let me show you what really stuck out to me when his family got there.
Hi, baby.
Anybody peeping it? Anybody? Is anybody clocking it? I just want to see anybody clocking it in the chat box. Anybody clocking what I'm seeing? Anybody? The sunglasses. The sunglasses, the sunglasses, the sunglasses, the sunglasses, the sunglasses, the sunglasses. The sunglasses on his mama's face told me everything I needed to know. Okay? Soon as I seen the sunglasses, I was like, I already know what this is. I already knew. Ain't nobody else wore sunglasses. To the point where producers had to tell her to take off those sunglasses because she wore them like the whole time. And I was like, damn, are we gonna get to see like her actual, because I'm a body language reader. I'm like, let me see what she doing. Right? But she didn't take it off until the green screen.
He brings out a soft side in her.
And she got her lips like perched like. Black women. We all know what that is. We all and listen, the sister is PR. If you go to Chris's Instagram, it gives PR, 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 PR. Shoot, I need to practice that. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to get in my mirror and practice my. When I saw this, I was like, "Oh, the mama is not with this." She was not with this. Hold on. So let me go back. Girl, I was like, cause listen, listen, y'all. I was so excited to see Chris's mom and sister until I saw her with the sunglasses on, and I was just like, "So you're not gonna let us read you today, huh? You're not gonna let us read you today." So then I was like, okay, maybe she's just gonna keep them on for a little while, and then like we'll be able to see her eyes later, and then.
Holy shit. That was a rush. Seeing how happy they were to see me. You know, you go through all the stressful emotions in here and all the ups and the downs, but like having
Okay. The whole sit down with Hood's family, she kept these sunglasses on. And I was like, damn. So I'm not gonna be able to read you. She kept the sunglasses on, she kept it cute. She had her little cup, and she was just and I was just like, girl. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because Chris said it himself. Oh, my mom and my sister, they can be very critical. So I was like, oh, shoot. So they not going to be able to hold nothing back, like facial expressions and all of that. But then she wore her sunglasses. So I was like, oh, we not going to be able to see nothing.
It's been amazing to watch you guys. Like
the evolution of just like even seeing her change has been the best thing.
I needed to evolve in here, and then I got Chris at the right time.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. Oh, you guys have your own.
Do y'all not see the mama and the sister? The way they sitting? We not gonna be here long. It's not even like they comfortable. They like, we not gonna be here long. We just making our appearances. We're being cordial, smile. It was fake as hell. I was just like, oh my God, this is crazy.
You guys look so good together. Yes. And especially that one challenge when you have the costumes and you was just Bailey, and I was like, oh, girl. I was like, she got the moves. Okay.
Now, Chris, why you sitting up there embarrassed like that? I think he's embarrassed because of the stuff that was talked about what she did with Ace. They also saw that as well. So I'm like, ooh.
There are some things her mom does not know.
I also feel like the reason why he's looking like that as well is because he knows his mama is very judgmental in that way. She old school. So he's just like, oh my God, she saw that. His mama old school ain't going for nothing like that. I wish we would have got the unfiltered real like conversation, but we did not get that.
There are some things her mom does not know.
I'm happy for Chris and Hella for
Crazy. So we not gonna get the real reaction and the real, conversation. And then they came on and said that they approved.
He brings out a soft side in her. They complement each other really well. So we approve.
I ain't buying it. I'm not buying what they selling. I am not buying what they selling. Yo, it just seems. You know who was more genuine to me? Alandria's mom. Alandria's mom was way more genuine. Hold on, let me see. Where her mom at? Because when they met, I was like, okay, y'all seem a little way more genuine.
Alandria Nation. Me too, girl. Let's go.
Girl, did y'all see Alandria? Girl, I had to pause my TV. I said, oh my God. So I see where Alandria get it from, honey. But listen, that's how all the women on my daddy's side, that's how they built. They built just like that. Petite. They got a wagon that kind of, it kind of dupes a little bit. They even walk the same. That's how my family on my dad's side is built. But I just have the height. But with them, they're like petite. They got a wagon, y'all. That they just be dragging it around. I didn't get it from my mama though. I got it from my daddy's side of the family. They all are built like that. All the women are just built like that. So everyone was talking about Alandria's body, and now we see where she gets it from. Crazy.
Nation. Me too, girl. Let's go.
So, representing the Nick Alandria Nation are Alandria's mum Felicia and Nick's sister Ella and mum Jennifer.
And there was like a lot of speculation with Andreina saying that she got a BBL. Y'all gotta stop, okay? Some women are really built like that. And you know how I was able to tell Andreina was built naturally like that? Her ass, her thighs, and the fact that she has thicker ankles. I know a lot of girls are not going to understand that. I know a lot of girls are not going to get it. But if you are naturally built like that, then you know what comes with that. Okay? You do. You know what comes with it. So people are like, oh no, she's had surgery. She's had work done. If you need to tell yourself at night that, okay. I feel like Huda has more of a BBL than anyone. That's just me being honest. And it's just, I don't know. It's, when you get lipo, there are obvious signs. Like I've had lipo done. I've never kept that a secret. I've had lipo done. I haven't had it on my stomach or anything like that, but I've had lipo done to where I'm just like, oh, like you could tell. Like there are just parts, especially from behind, you can kind of tell when she's sitting down. I'm not even talking about her butt. I'm really talking about the obvious signs when it comes to her upper body. So I'm just like, it seems like if anybody had a BBL on the show, it would probably be Huda. But Andreina, I'm sorry, that's the motherland. Okay, that is straight from the motherland. And then same with Alandria, that's straight from the motherland. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And I can't believe people were really trying to put that on her. Now, when it comes to Andreina, I think she got her breast done. But everything else I think is very, very, very natural. But Alandria is all natural. Like you could tell Alandria is just 100% natural. But Huda, I don't know. It's just sometimes, first of all, I think she was doing a massage. Like she does massages on her like every night especially when it comes to her stomach and stuff like that. And when you get lipo on your stomach, you have to do those massages, or you'll get like these hard knots on your stomach. So I would be a bigger believer of Huda having a BBL. But hey, she has a nice body. They all have a nice body. But if we're gonna start clocking who's natural and who's not, because it's such a big deal for women, it's Andreina did not have a BBL. I'm sorry. Maybe you haven't been around women that are naturally built like that, but I've been around women that are naturally built like that, and they have thicker thighs, they have thicker ankles, as well. Okay. Some women have skinnier ankles and wrists. Some women don't. It just really depends. But those are key signs that she's natural. Her thighs, her calves, her ankles, they all match. So I don't know why the girls are trying to make it seem like she had a BBL. No, she had a boob job. But the rest, I'm sorry. That's from the motherland. You got to go to the motherland to get that. Okay, you can't go to who is it? Dr. Miami? You can't go to him to get that. You can't. It doesn't come fully packaged. Yeah, even her knees. Even her knees. How do I know? I got lipo on my knees. I keep trying to tell the girls I went and got lipo on my knees because when you are thick like that, you get thickness everywhere when it comes to your lower body. So your thighs, your knees, your calves, and sometimes your ankles. Luckily for me, I feel like I got my mom's wrist. My mom, she has very small wrists. She has very small ankles. But some women don't get that. I didn't get the smaller knees. I got the thicker knees. So it's just, it is what it is. But she is not Andrina, she does not have a BBL. I've seen Reddits and everything. She had a BBL. She doesn't even look all that good. She looks average. She looks like any typical girl on Instagram. And I'm just like, why y'all hating so bad? Why y'all hating like that? That's crazy.
Or as they're collectively called, Felicia Lefort.
That's crazy. Let me continue. I don't understand. Like, why can't y'all just give compliments where compliments are due? Even when it comes to Huda, if she had a BBL, she got lipo, whatever, she still look good. I don't think all of that matters. Let me continue. Okay, so I really liked how Nick's sister and mom were saying how they've been rooting for her since the very beginning. Did y'all catch that?
I've had so many days where, like, it's been low times, and I think about my parents and my mom, and
I'm like, what are y'all doing to these islanders where they are breaking down crying when they see somebody from the outside? Y'all, it's just, I don't know. I don't know how that makes me feel. Cause I'm trying to watch it, honestly, not from entertainment. I kind of stepped out of that perspective. Like, I don't want to be entertained by this because of the racism and the colorism and all of that. So I've been watching it from a sociology, psychology perspective. But I'm also starting to tap into the esoteric because I'm just like, are they really doing rituals up in there with these people? Because why are they responding so emotional like this in negative emotions? Negative emotions. They're breaking down like it does give cult like energy because this is like, why are they breaking down like that? I just don't understand. This is supposed to be a vacation. That's how I would see it. This is a vacation away from my family. I'm spending the summer here in Fiji. I just don't understand like why they breaking down like it's weird. And then they gravitate towards each other like family, I don't know.
my sister, my dad. I just have a family who I'm so grateful for, and like who loves me no matter what and lets me be me, and it's such an amazing feeling.
And I saved the best for last! What is it rooting for you? Oh my god, I love you.
That's the wrong man.
Alandria, listen, your mother-in-law, your sister-in-law, they really nice people. I like them. They really nice people. They are really nice people. Okay. Let me go ahead and put that up there. They are really nice folks. It seems like they would really welcome her into the family with open arms. They would treat her like family. I really love that. I hope she takes this on seriously. Now, another thing that I want to address to the Nick Alandrian fans that are out there. Why are people coming for us like we're still delusional about their connection? And I want to talk about this because I'm concerned that people don't know what it looks like to build a solid connection without sex. I am concerned that you're not able to take things slow and truly get to know a person and truly get to build a person. or build with a person, build a solid foundation with a person. We already know that the sexual chemistry is there, the physical attraction is there. However, you still have to get to know the person to see if you could create a stable foundation when it comes to longevity. Because you can nut, all right, and move on to the next. But we know that they could, get in the sheets and we would want to definitely be a fly on the wall. And, but it's like, is there anything beyond that though? So they're building that up to create that. And it's like, people are like, oh, they're not really into each other. They're not really into each other. What are y'all talking about? They've only known each other for 4 weeks, people. 4 weeks. That's crazy. I'm thinking about that in the real world. Like, ain't no way I would be sleeping with a man within 4 weeks. I've never slept with a man within 4 weeks. Let me just go ahead and say that. I've never slept with a man within 4 weeks at all. So I'm just like, especially if you're out here dating seriously and you're really trying to see if this person is a good prospect for you. Like, I hope y'all not just jumping in the bed with them. I'm concerned. This is normal. Like what we're seeing. And then, you know what else? Ladies, if you're on the younger side, you have never seen anything like this in your life. See, I grew up romance and R&B, like that was just what I saw when I was younger. You seeing this in your lifetime is actually a blessing. We haven't seen this type of romance. Shit. Damn, I don't like, I would have to go pull out like a 90s film or a rom-com or something like that. This is really happening in your generation. Like seriously? And y'all are over here like, it's not real. It's not real. I can tell that you didn't grow up on that. You grew up on hookup culture. So hookup culture has you believe that he doesn't really like her like that. They're just friends. They're not really in love with each other. Or they don't have strong likeness, or this is not a real connection and things like that because you're used to hookup culture. So a slow burning connection to you is, oh, he's just not that into you. That's not true. So it's crazy because I even had to pull up this therapist who had to come out and make a video about their connection.
Alandria and I, the pace that we're going at, it's unconventional.
It's crazy how Chris feels like it's unconventional. But when we speak on his generation, it's unconventional.
Is the pace unconventional? Call me old-fashioned, but I think any pace other than their pace is unconventional. Let's see how long this experiment is. 6 weeks. We are talking 1 month and 2 weeks. There are kids who are...
I am concerned. When I say I'm concerned, I am concerned. Oh my gosh. If you have kids, oh girl, I would need to sit down and have a conversation with them because woo-wee.
16 years old watching the show. So for even just the mere fact that a younger audience could be seeing this, could be watching this show potentially to try to learn about what dating looks like. There's a few things I like to see on this show as a buffer. People who...
And then people keep saying Alandria is guarded. She's guarded. She's guarded. She's supposed to be. Okay? She's looking for consistency. Okay, they had a friendship. Great. She didn't need to guard herself because they were creating a friendship. But now when it comes to the romantic side of the connection, she shouldn't be too open. And first of all, if she is too open, what is there to chase? There's nothing to chase when you're too open. So she keeps reaffirming him, but at the same time, she's pulling him though as well to, hey, you still have to work for me. You still have to chase me. The fact that women are, I'm concerned. Like, I am concerned. Like, I'm so concerned. So she's affirming him though, but she's also doing this like hard to get. And to be honest, I don't think she's doing it on purpose. I really think she's trying to see, okay, you said you were interested. And see, most women, when a man says verbally that he's into you, you just completely change your schedule, change your behavior, you just changed everything about yourself. And the only thing he did was verbally communicate how he was into you. Okay, now he has to show you that he's into you, and he has to be consistent with that. He just gave you that verbal reassurance. See, a lot of women that are watching the show, you thought that because he gave her that verbal reassurance that he was into her, that she should just fall into his lap.
Work in diverse professions, come from diverse cultures and backgrounds, and people who are taking their time in love. I had an older therapist, and she would always say, before you are intimate with somebody, you should date them for at least 3 months. I think a lot of people, Gen Z or Millennial, would say that's a crazy long time to wait. But here's what happens when we move at a slow pace. When we move at a slow pace with somebody, we are allowing our emotional and physical connection to grow at the same time. We are allowing the chemicals of lust and excitement and dopamine to level out a little bit so our judgment is not clouded. We get a little time to settle into what we might be projecting onto that person, and we start to see them as a fully formed human with flaws and all, so that then when we enter into a physical connection, which is going to escalate the relationship even more, we know we're investing in a safe space.
Which is why I said, regardless of if they win or not, I'm looking for their connection to progress off this reality TV show. Because based off of what I've seen, I really do think that they have something real. So I'm not expecting for things to progress at a level that is just fake on a reality TV show that's only 6 weeks long. Like, that's insane. I'm actually expecting to see them progress outside of the reality TV show. So I don't know what y'all want from this girl. Like, what do y'all want from Alandria? And then Alandria, she has been hurt in the past, so she's guarded a little bit, but within good reason. I don't feel like she's being guarded, like she's just not completely open. She's open to growing this connection and building this connection. She's not closed off from that, but she's still protective of herself, as she should be. It's almost like y'all wanted her to just completely let her guard down, because now they went from being friends to now pursuing this connection romantically. It's just like, no, he still has to work for her. And what it exposes to me online is like a lot of women online, y'all don't make these niggas work for you. Y'all don't make men work for you. You're easy. You're not challenging at all. At all. If you feel like Nick feeling the need to now put in more work is Alandria being difficult, you're too easy. And I don't care if it sounds harsh. Maybe that's something you need to hear. You're too easy. A man needs to show you consistently that he really is serious about you. Just because he give you some lip service, you just feel like you should just let your guard down? It ain't even been 90 days. Like, even what's that bald-headed man with the thick mustache? Steve Harvey. He told you, give it 90 days. 90 days. And hell, I don't even agree with that. I don't even agree with 90 days. But I'm just saying, like, challenge these men, please. They are having it their way, and then they're coming on social media and they're saying, I'm the prize, I'm the prize. Well, damn. The way y'all responding to Nick and Alandria building a solid connection, talking about, oh, he really not into her, he really don't like her like that. I would be, if I was a man, I would be like, I am the prize. Because men, if you're gonna keep consistently giving men the opportunity to be in the position to be a prize, I mean, are they really like making that shit up in their head? No, because you're not even challenging them. But they're challenging you though, right? They're challenging you to look a certain way. They're challenging you to dress a certain way. They challenge you in so many different ways, but when it comes to them, you don't challenge them at all. Oh, because they're in you. Okay. And this is another thing that a lot of people sleep on. Alandria has not been threatened by any woman in this villa at all, especially when it comes to Nick. At all. But see, I think the issue is the reason why these men feel like prizes is because when you get into a connection, just a connection with a man, you start competing with the other woman, making him the prize. And that's what happened with Taylor. And that's what happened with Alandria and Clark. That's how he ended up on that podium talking about, oh, I guess I should be able to choose. And I was like, see, this is why. This is why you don't chase a man, because as soon as you start to chase a man, that's when he instantly becomes the prize. Because you're chasing him. Now he has 2 women pursuing him. Why? Taylor? So again, I believe Alandria learned from that experience, which may be the reason why she's a little guarded when it comes to Nick. Okay. She's out of that Delulu land that she's into. Okay. She's stepping into being a little more discerning, being a little more guarded, and really seeing if Nick is really serious about her. What's wrong with that? So I don't understand. I don't understand. And listen, she called him a B word. Listen, he was manipulating her. So it is what it is. Is she going to be nice about it? Probably not. When you find out a man has been manipulating you, breadcrumbing you, leading you on to believe that he still wanted to pursue this connection with you, but the whole time he low-key had his mind made up, you would be upset too. So I'm not worried about that. Like, I don't care about that. We've moved on from that. Okay. He wasn't being a man of integrity. Okay. He was trying to have it his way. Like he was, and really, I feel like the reason why he was doing that was to impress the other men. Okay. So he wanted to impress Nick. He wanted to impress Ace. He wanted to impress the other men in the villa when he knew he didn't have feelings for Alandria. And there's a lot of men out here that do that, where they'll string you along just for male validation. And like I said, men seek male validation just like women do. It just looks differently. So he was looking for the approval of the other men. And so he felt like he was a part of the cool crowd. And he had Alandria and Clark. And Alandria, unfortunately, got swept up in that. So again, sometimes men are out here seeking validation and women are suffering because of it. So it's the same thing. It just looks differently.
I'm just saying, I like their pace. I think their pace should be more of the norm. That is, if and only if you are wanting something deeper and more serious with someone. If you want to play around, by all means. But I think that their pace has been beautiful.
Do you think Alandria is trying to play around? The girl says she's been single for 5 years. I think she was cool playing around. I think she's ready for something serious.
And I think just, if you get a really wonderful dessert, you don't want to just like inhale that without savoring it.
And another thing that I want to point out too, when you move a certain way, men are going to play with you. Okay. We're literally seeing Huda get played with. Not valued, not appreciated. Do you really think that Chris is going to really wife her or be exclusive? No. So when you move a certain way, you are allowing men to play with you. Same thing with Sierra. She got played because she allowed herself to be played with. You put yourself in that position, that's going to happen. You have to take yourself serious. And one thing about Shelly and Alandria, they take themselves seriously. I mean, they getting so much hate on this show, but I'm like, y'all can really learn a lot from them. The both of them, to be honest. How they carry themselves, how they conduct themselves, how they explore, how they don't make men the center of their day or their personality or their decision making. They make themselves the center of that. I mean, come on. I feel like when it comes to Alandria, when she was with Taylor, it was ego. I don't even think she liked Taylor like that. I really think it was ego. And she was just like, I'm not losing to this other woman. She made it about the other woman. And that was her mistake. So I'm past that now. I feel like Alandria is the type of woman where she reflects and she learns. And I think she's done that, like through this experience.
And I think it's beautiful to watch people savor a connection rather than devour it. And again, this isn't a judgment, because I know there's a bunch of really beautiful relationships that have come like lightning into people's lives, and they come fast and they last, and that's fine.
And one thing that a lot of women are missing, Alandria wasn't perfect, But what she was willing to do was adapt and adjust. And a lot of women struggle with that. First of all, you got to confront where you went wrong. Then you adapt and then you adjust. But then that's how you win. Huda fails at this because Alandria, I could say at one point, her and Alandria were very similar, right? They were doing things where they were latching themselves onto someone that probably didn't really want them like that. They maybe lusted after them at best, but didn't really want them like that. And so instead of Alandria continuing that, she decided to adjust and adapt. Huda has not really adjusted and adapted. I don't see the real change. And it's very well for Huda. I feel like it would be more extreme. For Alandria, it was just like a little minor tweak, but she acknowledged that she made those adjustments.
I just think in both my clinical and personal experience, tricky situations can arise when we go too fast.
But I think that's important to point out that Alandria adjusted, she adapted, and she's winning. And a lot of women can learn from that. Because a lot of women will just be a ride or die for a situation that's not serving them at all. Whereas she, Alandria, decided to just adjust and adapt. Did y'all see this too?
Oh my.
Did y'all see that? One thing about Nick, Alandria does not have to walk up them stairs by herself. She is always going to have assistance. And I really think even with Shelly, when Shelly and Alandria were walking down the stairs, Shelly reached out for her like, let me help you. It's the way Alandria carries herself where she gets those, oh, let me help you up the stairs, down the stairs. Even Shelly did it. I was like, Shelly, okay. It's just a respect thing. It's how she carries herself. I love that about her. That's why I'm like, she's the most feminine woman on the show. And people are like, she's so mean. She's so this. I was like, this girl is the most feminine woman on the show. Her posture alone. Like, I'm just like, do you not see how that girl be sitting? The way she sits all the time? I'm like, girl, she could teach us a class on that alone. Okay, let me see. Is it this one? Oh, I think I wanted to show you this too. They are communicating without words. I just want to know who else in the villa is doing that besides Ace and Shelly. Who else? Who else in the villa is doing that besides Ace and Shelly? Communicating without words. You know it ain't Iris and Pepe. You know for sure it's not Amaya and Brian. It's not Huda and Chris. It's not. Who else in the villa is communicating without words across the table? I'm concerned, y'all, about the younger generation. Cause it's like y'all should be picking this up. You should be picking that up. You should. You should be picking it up, honey. Come on now. That man was communicating to her across the table. There's only one more episode. One more. The finale is tomorrow. Okay, let me see. I was just like, okay. Oh, let me see. Did he say something?
Alandria and Nick.
How I'm not understanding the comments about how their connection is so weak. It's so weak. They're just friends. They're playing, y'all. I don't understand. Like, what? Listen, y'all tried to gaslight me in the beginning. Y'all not gaslighting me no more. I'm sorry. Like, this is crazy. Are you serious? Because I partially feel like it's because of how Alandria carries herself, but I have never seen him interact because we've been able to see Nick interact and explore according to the reality show, that's what you're supposed to do, right? He's never done this with any of the other girls. That's what I'm just like, I'm concerned. Let me see. Was there anything else? This is crazy. Okay, let me continue. Okay, Shelly. And this is from episode 30. Is it 33? No, 32. The reason why I'm pointing this out too for the younger generation of girls, the reason why people are saying, oh, their connection is not that strong is because y'all really want Alandria to be in this man's lap. Y'all want Alandria to be in Nick's lap like Huda. That's what it is. Because they're in this speakeasy and you expect for Alandria to just sit on his lap and have a conversation. That's not how you build a genuine connection. Because when Huda went and sat on Chris's lap in the speakeasy, he manipulated her. They're having a healthy conversation. Two adults trying to navigate a connection that they're wanting to build with each other. But because Alandria is not sitting in this man's lap, you feel like their connection is not real. I'm concerned. Do you see why I'm concerned? This is how you build a connection. You talk. You don't make everything sexual. And I'm pretty sure this has been a very huge test for Nick because Nick, I told you my concerns with Nick, okay? He's not innocent. None of these men are innocent. Let me just go ahead and say that. None of them are innocent. But Nick has been able to move pretty fast physically with Sierra. And then with Bella, I told you with Bella, the reason why he didn't choose Bella over Sierra was because Sierra, he could be physical with. He could get the affection. He could get physical kisses and touches and things like that. So he didn't go with Bella. So I peeped that. And so when Nick linked up with Alandria, I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. Which is why I had my concerns. I had my reservations about him because I'm just like, well, let's see how he handles Alandria because Alandria is not like that. She's not that type of girl. Actually, her and Bella have a lot in common. But I thought it was interesting. He went for the fun girl. And I think he needed to experience going with the fun girl over going with the serious girl. And then when it came to Alandria, he has no choice but to be serious. He can't just be all fun with her. With Sierra, he could just be all fun with her. And then he started disliking the connection when things got serious. So whenever they would get intimate, then Sierra would want to get in her feelings and talk about her feelings. And so he would just get irritated with her. Like, listen, I don't want to talk about feelings. I don't want to talk emotions with you. I just picked you because I like having fun with you. So whenever Sierra would get in her feelings and she would want to like communicate those things where she felt insecure in the connection and things like that, it started to feel too serious for him. So I'm not gonna lie, I was clocking Nick like, how are you gonna treat Alandria? And then the scary thing, so far, he has changed for Alandria. Even when it comes to this episode, he seems way more mature than he has in previous episodes. He's way more mature with Alandria than he was with Sierra. But I believe it's because Alandria carries herself a certain way where she is forcing him to show up more maturely, which is why Nick's mom really likes her. It's like you actually have to grow up to be with her. So I don't feel like it's fake. I feel like it's real. And like I said, the issues or the red flags that I've seen in Nick, he has not done that to Alandria yet. And I've been looking for it. I have. Because like I said, he didn't pick Bella because Bella was like, hey, I'm not that type of girl. Like, I'm not just going to get physical with you when I just met you. And he didn't like that. That's why he picked Sierra. But now he's with Alandria. And Alandria is forcing him like, hey, this is not all physical. It's not. So this is healthy. And it's crazy. It's like this generation really wanted for her to go into this speakeasy and like get busy with him. And so because she didn't do that, because she's a queen, because she didn't do that, they're like, oh, she doesn't really like Nick like that. And I'm just like, okay. But she keeps getting these hand kisses. She keeps getting helped up the stairs. He keeps making sure that she has everything that she needs and that she's accommodated. This man was literally wiping off the seat at the dock to make sure that she didn't get dirty, she didn't get wet. Everything was comfortable and ready for her. But because she didn't jump down this man's throat, or because she didn't jump in this man's lap, oh, she doesn't really like him like that. Oh, he's not really into her like that. Y'all are delusional. You're delusional. You're delusional.
This mystery of a thing that we have is.
And honestly, I feel like this is probably the best connection Nick has ever experienced in his life, because he has to slow down. It seems like he's used to those fast-paced connections as well. He has to slow down. He can't go fast with Alandria, but he likes it.
Amazing.
It's so fun. We have like 2 different vibes going on.
I know, way different. I really like don't like to put labels on it because it's so early and things change so quickly. But things are going as good as you can imagine.
I just don't understand. I don't get it. I know, that's my favorite. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. That's my favorite photo. Do y'all not see Alandria's face? She was like, I was like, damn, okay, Nick. Okay. Oh, did you see how upset Nick got when his sister and his mom brought up? Hold on, because it's 15 seconds. Hold on, let me see. I was like, ooh. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Here it is.
Pardon me. He's very.
This tickled me.
Yeah.
By the way, I love Alandria's mom and daughter relationship. I do. She needed to hear that. And I'm glad her mom came on and reaffirmed that for her, because her mom has been seeing all the hate online. So I'm just glad. Because first of all, did y'all see this swimsuit? This swimsuit was so cute. I love the top and the bottom. It gives like a 60s type of swimsuit. I like it. And then the shoes that she put with it was cute too. So her and her mom's relationship, I really like their relationship.
You know, my mama's daughter. That's a good girl. I'm like, you've been looking great. Yes. You've been serving nothing but body tea, face tea, everything tea? Yeah. Because, girl, I've been trying to give it. Yeah, you gave it, baby. Okay, good. Just to have my.
That's so sweet. I don't know. Is that the real? Maybe I clicked on the wrong one. Maybe I have the timestamp wrong. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I got the timestamp wrong. Hold on.
Just hearing that just made me just want to hug her so long.
So how do you like it here?
It's good. It's good fun.
We've seen you in the sheets. You caught the night cameras.
I'm sorry about that.
Nicholas.
I know.
In public like that?
But it wasn't in public, technically. I don't know, but we move on from that.
Anyway,
we move on from that.
Yeah.
But
So I really felt
the way he's like, we move on from that. We move on from that. I know Sierra got to be at home. Like, I know she got to be embarrassed. I would be so embarrassed.
the bromance first before any romantic connections with anybody.
With that guy?
Yeah.
That guy with
Yeah.
I would be so embarrassed. The way he was just like, no, we moving on from that. Like, damn, Nick, for real? See, that's why I still have my, but I believe, and the only reason I believe this is because my father told me. He said, a man is serious about you when he's truly willing to change for you. So we'll see. Some men keep up with the change, some men do not. So her going slow is also essential to their connection being strong, because Olandria needs to go slow because Nick needs to change as well through this process. She needs to change is in different ways as well. So I feel like this has a real chance of being serious and lasting. So let's see what else. Did I cover everything? Did y'all see did you see Coco being messy?
Andrea was like really like my man, and it was like even to a point of delusion, I would say.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This really pissed me off. I had to calm down. This really, 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 really made me upset. Okay. First of all, you went on a platform with two racially ambiguous women. You decided, and they were being messy. Like Winter was being messy as fuck. She's also had she said interesting remarks regarding black women in the past. So it's on brand for her, which was why I was just so shocked that she even went on this platform. Like, why would she go on this platform? And then Winter, being messy, decided to bring up the whole situation with Olandria and Taylor. And then people are like, oh, Coco shouldn't be receiving that hate. She shouldn't be receiving that hate. Why not? She inserted herself. She didn't have to insert herself. Because she didn't get to see how Taylor was stringing Olandria along. People keep saying she was being Delulu, but he was also stringing her along as well, giving her false hope, feeding her false hope. So I just didn't understand, like, why would she even comment on this?
Yeah. I was just like blown. I just couldn't even understand it. I couldn't even understand. I couldn't even.
But they say sometimes when you know, you know.
I don't know why she went on that platform. That's a red flag for me. And then another red flag was I caught it. This I caught. So Coco was on TikTok liking negative comments that were left towards Shelly from viewers. She's just she a weirdo. She a weirdo. She a weirdo. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Who you thought Clark was is who Coco is, and who you thought Coco was is who Clark is. And how I peeped it because I was just like, when Clark left, this is what the girls had to say, and I thought this was interesting.
Clark was such a sweetheart. She is. Loved her. Same. Clark was such a sweetheart. She is.
She was just in a really weird dynamic, and she partially because of the man that she was pursuing, but I really do think Clark is not the person that the internet tried to make her out to be. I don't get that energy from her. Coco, I ain't gonna lie, I'm really shocked. I'm really, really, really shocked. And then I'm like, why are you mad at Shelly? Like, why do you? I just don't understand. Girl, you was only there for a few days. Why do you have so much to say about them? It's just really weird. So I'm gonna let that die. I'm gonna let that die down. This is what I don't understand. Why are Iris and Pepe still on the show? Why are they still on the show? I don't understand. They have the weakest connection. They have a situationship at best. Why are they still on the show? And then did someone tell me? Okay, we know Pepe slept with Hannah. People were saying that he may have slept with Grayson. There was another girl that he slept with before Iris. I'm just not understanding. TJ posted this to his TikTok.
Oh my god, bro. Oh hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
Like, I just want to know, who are the fans? And see, this is why I had to tell myself, I'm like, this is a reality show. This is just a reality show. Let me calm down. Let me go outside. Let me touch some grass. Let me go sit under a tree barefoot because I'm going to go off. Because it definitely gives racism. That's all it gives. They do, like, they've only known each other for what, 48 hours? They haven't even known each other that long. I don't get it. And then, listen, I'm going to prepare my Black audience. I'm going to prepare you. Okay? Hear me out when I say this. If Alandria loses, all right, it's the same reason why the orange man is in office. America is voting. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm going to prepare you emotionally right now. Okay? I'm going to prepare you emotionally. America is voting. That's all you need to know, right? Because why wouldn't it translate? It's going to translate. It's going to translate. I'm sorry. And it's like this year has really been speaking to us. Well, since November, really, it's really been speaking to us loudly. Why would it not translate if we're voting? So it's just, it is what it is. And honestly, it's the reason why I decided to take down my Ace and Shelly video. I feel like at this point, it's truly irrelevant. And I just feel like at this point, I hope that Shelly and Ace get so much support outside of the villa. They get the endorsements, they get the sponsorships. I'm going to support them simply for that reason. It's the racism, it's the colorism, it's the anti-blackness, it's the microaggression, it's the stereotypes, it's everything that we've been seeing on these platforms. And then I with the orange man being in office, it's like people are comfortable now with the racism. So they feel like they can be loud and proud about it. So I'm preparing you right now that if Alandria does not win, if the Nicolandrians don't take it home, I'm preparing you right now that it sends a very loud message about this country and where we stand. And I think that's important for you to note that even though it's just a reality show, it doesn't feel like it's just a reality show. It doesn't. And it's very triggering. Like I was using this show to escape the politics and all the bullshit that's going on. But it's like, damn, even with me trying to escape that shit just for a few weeks, right? And have somewhat of a decent summer, I'm being met with the same behavior. I'm being met with the same energy. So there's no escaping it. And it just so happens that they have a voting system for America. And it's like, this is what we choose. We keep eliminating strong connections. We get rid of everyone that creates a strong connection and we keep the ones that don't even have a strong connection. And then like we uphold a Huda. Really? This is who we want to take the trophy home is a Huda? A woman that is showing signs that she may be narcissistic? She's clearly abusive. She's abusive as hell. She's emotionally abused two men on this show. Like, why? I don't get it. And then no one can speak negatively about her behavior at all. They can't defend themselves against her behavior. They can't defend or speak up for themselves when it comes to their experience regarding her at all. Even when they leave the villa, they can't even be honest because I watched the Ace and Shelly interview that they did with Access Hollywood, and you could tell, like, I'm big on like facial expressions and like what the body says, but what the mouth does not say. And there were times, especially with Shelly, when she was asked the question about the whole mean girl narrative that's been painted about her on social media. And there were times where you could just look on Ace's face and tell that he wanted to say more than what Shelly was saying. And then there were times where Shelly had to come in and give a PR response because you could tell that Ace just wanted to let loose and just let it be known what it is and what it's not. And we already know how Ace is. Ace is very blunt. He's very direct. But he already knows that because he's been painted a certain way on this reality TV show, that he can't really be as vocal and as truthful when it comes to his experience on the show. And why is that? Why is that? That's what I want to know. I just don't understand, like, why can they not just really freely speak? Like, even when it comes to Clark and Taylor, they didn't, I mean, the only thing that they could say was nod and be like, well, she did take it too far. It was still giving like PR responses. No one is being straight and direct. And I know it's burning Ace to not just be straight and direct with how he really feels about his experience on the show, especially when it comes to Huda. So I just wonder if they're ever going to be able to break free from PR responses.
I know a lot of people have been waiting for me to speak up about the news.
Then I saw this video. I'm not even going to sit through it again. It just gives PR. The empathy sweatshirt, the necklace. It's too much. It's too damn much. And to be honest, the way Sierra showed up in this video is how the parents showed up for Family Day. Honestly, I don't know if the family members were coached or if they were advised not to say certain things, but that's why I felt like Family Day was fake as hell. I was like, y'all could have kept this. We didn't need Family Day if they was just gonna come on and be fake. I don't get it. The only interaction that I didn't really get that was really fake was Nick's sister and mom. Because they wanted to grill him about what he did with Sierra in them sheets. Olandria's mom came in with the thought like, okay, I need to empower my daughter. I need to affirm her and I need to support her while she's in here because it's crazy outside the villa. So she wasn't going to give her daughter too much details about what's going on out of the show because she wanted her to have a very strong, confident stance as she's been on the show. So she didn't want to tell her too much. She just wanted to just support and affirm her, which I loved. And I felt like that was real. And then Huda's older sister, you could tell her sister wanted to go in on her like, girl, you're acting ridiculous. You're embarrassing the family. You just do too much. Your best moments is when you know when to shut up. So you could tell. So we'll see. Who do you think is going to win tomorrow? I'm just trying to figure out if I even want to watch. I'm trying to figure out if I even want to watch. And the reason is because when I found out that Ace and Shelly lost, I was pissed. I was livid. And then the producers have this habit of couples are closing things off and making things official, right? They're exclusive, whatever the case may be. And then they get voted off. So is this season about love or is it about situationships? Like, I'm confused because why is it that when people are exclusive, they have officially closed things off, they're getting voted off the show? Has this been the case in previous seasons? I just don't understand. Has this been the case? Because I'm just like, isn't the show about love? I don't get it. I voted for, y'all already know who I voted for. I voted for Nick and Alandria. But I'm just trying to figure out, like, why are they voting the strongest connections off the show? Why? Let me know if you want to come up and chat. Let's see, how long I've been on here? Ooh, girl, we've been 2 hours. Let me take at least 1 or 2 calls. Because I just want to know. I'm not going to lie, y'all. I was livid. I was pissed. I had to calm down. This is my vote. I even bought merch. I did. I bought some merch. And I'm gonna, if Nicolandria, if they come out the villa and they create more merch, I'm gonna buy more merch. But I had to get a t-shirt with their faces on it. Hold on, let me see. Like a hat or something to go with it. Or if they have a dope sweatshirt. Y'all, I'm so serious. I'm so serious. I had it delivered to my mama's house because I'm not gonna be home. I was like, no, I want to wear it. No, seriously, I bought it off TikTok. Show did. I was hoping it was gonna be here for the finale, but it's not. I was hoping it was gonna be here in time for when I did like my finale review, but it's not. So I was like, damn, I'm gonna just have it sent to my mama's house. So you'll see it once I get it. I'm so excited too. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me. Sis, do you want to be on camera or you don't want to be on camera? Amber, are you there? You muted yourself.
I'm here and I don't know how to turn off the camera. So you about
Okay,
to see me in the bed with the bonnet on.
I'm gonna cover your face with Nick licking Alandria's foot.
Thank you, friend.
You're welcome. Go
I
ahead.
was like, damn, I was just laying down. Um, oh, you already covered me. I could talk. Whatever you want to do. I
Yeah.
really don't care at this point. I'm sure other women are in the chat listening with bonnets on their head.
Oh,
Um,
hold on. I wanted to respond to the Earth Angel. I don't have anything against Amaya and her African DNA. It's just that Amaya is not getting the same amount of hate when it comes to anti-blackness in the way
mhm.
that Olandria and Shelly have gotten. So if she would have gotten the anti-blackness that's in her DNA, hate on social media, then of course. But that's not the hate that she's been getting online. She hasn't been called a monkey. She hasn't been called an ape. She hasn't been called masculine or any of that. So that's not the type of hate that I've seen from her. So I don't understand like why that's even being brought up. I don't get that. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Amber. Go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. Love you so much. Um, so okay, how do we want to pinpoint the feedback? Because there's so many different things I could address.
Well,
What specific?
what do you feel is the most important?
Um, I think what's the most important is just seeing the difference between the mindset of like when I watched the show with or discussed it with 30 somethings
Mm-hmm.
versus early 20 somethings.
Mm.
Like it's and or even just being on TikTok, like in my For You page, a lot of the people with the feedback of like, hey, this is toxic, Huda's toxic. She was not held accountable for her abusive behavior, or Iris and Pepe are overly sexualized, or Brian has no depth with Amaya. She talks, and he's like, all right. Some of it could be editing, but you don't see the depths in their relationship. Mind you, the people who were coupled up, and you made a good point when you said that everyone that closes off, like it's like they get kicked off the show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the people who made it to the finales were like thrown together at the very last minute, so like a week before.
It seems like it's favoritism.
It
Like
is
it's
favoritism.
on engagement.
It is. And so you can see like the difference in the 30 something responses. And no shade to people in their 20s. I'm sure that there are 20-year-olds that are like, this is toxic. This isn't okay. But you see like the majority of millennials are like, this is wrong. Something is off. Like Chris
Yeah.
is off. The interactions with his parents or his mother and sister is off. Like the racism. And then you see the difference with the younger, the what Gen Zs, where it's like, oh, this is it's all about being a girl's girl and Huda. I see myself in her, and it's okay, and we need to all stand up for Huda and have Huda's back. Also, what I want to point out is just the racism and just production. It's like, what is your motive? And then I heard the production is like filled with predominantly white men.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, they had no like when you mention, okay, what are these islanders going through? I think about like what the previous season with Janae, Leah, and Serena, and they talked about how Janae specifically said that there was a point where she wanted to leave
Mm-hmm.
altogether, and Serena and Leah were going to leave with her. And then they talked about how, well, Janae was saying, like, hey, I am 20 something years old. I'm the oldest one here. If I want to leave, I can leave, damn it. You know, give me the psych because they have a therapist on site. Give me the doctor or the psychiatrist. Like, I want to meet with her because I'm leaving because there was a lot of shady things that production did to her. And the same with Leah, the same with Serena, and just the way that they edited to make their connections not look as strong. They cut a lot of stuff out and tried to villainize them. So you
Wow.
just see that catapult over into this season where the black women are like the focus of, you know, just the hate and them becoming villains, and the black men and the dismissiveness towards Jeremiah when he was getting abused verbally by Huda. And people are like, oh, well, those women saved her. But that woman lies so much. There's so many clips of that girl lying. Like when she said, Jeremiah said we could live together when we get off the show. And they were like, oh, Jeremiah said y'all gonna move in together. Yeah. Um,
Everyone wants to
yeah, like
how Alandria is delusional, but Huda was the most delusional out of everybody.
she was like with the clip where she was like, told Jeremiah, are you gonna share your location when
And
we get out of here?
And at least, and that's what I was saying. Okay, Olandria had her Delulu moment. We all do it sometime, at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Man, but she adapted and she decided to change how she was moving. And now with
Yeah.
that, with her adapting and shifting, people are still clocking her like, "Oh, you don't really like Nick like that." And I'm like, she's still trying to process what she just went through with Taylor. I just don't
Yeah.
understand. But then when it comes to Chris and Huda, it's like, well, you have to give Huda a chance because of Jeremiah. And I'm just like, y'all are just say y'all anti-black. Like, come on, just say y'all
They
anti-black.
are very
Move
anti-black,
on with this.
very anti-black, and not paying attention to just, even though the show is heavily edited, I truly believe that they want, number one, they don't want another black couple to win or someone black, but I also feel like they want are leaning towards Amaya and Brian winning because they are getting recently the most screen time, especially
Oh,
because she was voted,
mm-hmm.
yeah, as most popular,
Yep.
um or the favorite, like America's sweetheart. But and then on a side note, sometimes I wonder, because I'm like, girl, you're an RN, you're born and raised in New York, and I've seen videos before she even got on Love Island where her accent was more New Yorkish, and she spoke in like clear and concise sentences. So this stuff that she's doing where she's acting like she can't pronounce certain words, I'm like, girl, come on.
But
Like,
I will say this because this is just me being a content creator. When I went from edited videos to live streams, most people would say that about me as well. Like, oh, like when you speak your speech, it flows and you don't pronounce certain words funny and things like that. But when you're doing lives or when you're not a part of the editing table, you can't edit that type of stuff out. So like my trip ups or like when I would pronounce words funny or things like that, because I have a speech impediment as well, is
really?
yes, you can edit that type of stuff out when you're doing like TikTok videos and stuff like that. So
I mean, that's fair.
I don't think it's fake. I think it's just she's not at the editing table, whereas with her TikTok videos and things like that, she can edit herself. And it's different. It's just it's different. It's different.
I thought it was her leaning into a certain image or a certain aesthetic
I can see
that
that.
she felt like producers
I can see that.
probably encouraged. But that's whatever. That's not even here nor there. But um just to go back to, now I'm trying to remember what the hell I was saying. Black people specifically, like just being the villain. I think it has to come to a point where we decide, hey, we're not going to put our time and effort into these types of shows because they don't promote us, and they also leave out a lot of information. And it's just the fact that, with the exception of Taylor, because he did breadcrumb Alandria, he was deceitful.
Real bad.
But I think with Ace specifically, like there's so many points where Ace like really he's a natural born leader, you know, like he led the house and he led the men into doing things for those women. Like, come on, get up. Let's make breakfast for the women. Let's plan dates for the women. This is how you have to treat your woman. He even called Nick accountable when he was like, hey, you know, this is what happens when you move too fast and have
Yep.
sex with
Yep.
somebody. And so there were a lot of good qualities. And also keep in mind that because Huda was such a habitual liar, when they had the episode with the male and he was basically at the podium talking, he said, oh, Jeremiah love bomb, because this is the information that Huda is running back and telling the women, and they're telling their men. So Ace was under this impression because people are like, oh, he liked Huda. Oh, he's jealous of Jeremiah because he's shorter than him. I think that Ace, number one, peeped that this is a biracial man who has a preference for non-black women. and probably looks at non-black women sideways. Ace is a man who is monoracial, loves black women, loves his blackness, probably peeps men like that and goes, "No, I don't even hang out with those types of men." Not to mention your woman is coming back telling you and her friends crying every day about Jeremiah that he's love bombing her. Ace is taking all those things into consideration and he's trying to restore peace into the villa that was that
This
was never really there.
this is why I was like, why is everyone looking over Ace's good qualities though?
He has a lot of great qualities, especially to only be 22. And not to mention the people who actually stand on business. Like, I'm so sorry I messed up her name. Adriana.
Audrey.
Um, Adrina.
Mhm.
And Hannah even said that he had endearing qualities about him. And they also, and Adrina said out of her mouth that you didn't see Huda slamming cabinet doors and
Yep.
drawers. And for
Mm.
30 minutes, she wouldn't stop. You didn't, like, even Hannah in the villa said, like, it was so exhausting that she changed the whole vibe of the villa with the crying and talking about Jeremiah all day, that it exhausted those women, that she told her, "Hey, like, come to me, tell me if you have things going on," because those women don't want to hear it. And she did. Hannah said because Huda felt comfortable to tell her things in, because she set that tone of like, "Hey, this is what the girls are feeling." Like, Hannah even shared her trauma and was like, "Me and Pepe, we took the next step, and I'm afraid to tell him about my sexual abuse and the stuff that I went through." And then Huda was like, "Oh, just share it with me, practice on me." And as soon as Hannah did, that same day Huda went and pulled Pepe for a chat and didn't tell her.
Yeah.
So Huda's been able to get away with a lot of stuff, and because production didn't do their part to protect the Jeremiah from that abuse, and they did allow Huda to stay. And I don't give a damn, I'm sorry, respectfully, that they had the whole voting process and production was trying to put it on the people in the villa like, "Oh, well, they still want her here because we gave them 2 opportunities to vote Huda out."
Yeah.
Like, those people are isolated. They're on strict schedules where they can't do and say certain things, and they're in very unique circumstances. They even need a therapist there 24/7. Like, put two and two together that you guys are production. You guys are the ones that are responsible for removing her and ejecting her, and you did not do that. And so you let her pretty much throw off the entire tone and throw off the entire experiment of what Love Island is. And you guys set that precedent. And I also think because Ulissa was not there and she was supposed to be the villain, because she already came in swinging with that type of mindset, it was like, okay, let's make her the villain. And then they see, oh, she's unstable, well, let's go ahead and make the black people the villain because that's the next option. Let's justify us keeping her here by giving them poor edits. And the fact that y'all didn't even show Huda, like, and what she did with Ace, you protected her. And everybody in the village said that she went overboard, and you protected her, and it made Shelly out to be a horrible person, and she's the most non-threatening person. It's ridiculous. So you just see how they did so much to protect white leaning people that black people have to say no. Like, we're not, we can't afford, my sister's jumping in, we can't afford to to be that way, to look that way. And then I was very disappointed in Coco, lastly, because I'm just ranting, y'all. Lastly, I'm very disappointed in Coco because yes, you have the right to say what you feel is in your experience, but we need to be real, Coco. You, sorry, my dog's mad.
No, you're
You
fine.
were only there. I'm gonna move to the other room. You were only there for like the day that she got from Casa and went over to I'm sorry, my dog is a Yorkie and they're crazy. The day that she came from Casa, or whatever the hell she was, the Casa, what was she? I'm like losing it.
Or
Yeah. So, and then she went to the day that Shelly, excuse me, left Casa and went to the villa. She didn't even really get to interact with Coco. So for Coco to get on that platform with a problematic woman, quarter of a black woman,
man.
Winter, and the other girl, don't even know her name, her flunky,
But
and
it's
to talk about,
Winter's name. It's like Winter's name alone. Just that's all I'm gonna say. It gave Lotto before she changed her rapper name. It's just like why would you
period.
it just didn't make sense to me.
It didn't. And so it's like, and then my thing that threw me off with Coco is you're supposed to be, oh, I got this in the interview, got that, and I have discernment. No, Clark had discernment. She had discernment when it was time to say something and when it was time not to say something. You don't have discernment because you took your ASS on this platform and want to talk about Alandria when we could really talk about the fact that Ace was quick to let your ass go and didn't pick Shelly over you, didn't pick you over Shelly. And then it's like you can feel how you want to feel, but you see online the bullying that's happening with Shelly and Alandria, and that they're not even out of the villa yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a black woman, have some solidarity. Like, hey, I might have not clicked with these
Oh, with
particular,
the,
huh?
she wasn't on code with us at all.
She wasn't. And it's like, hey, I might have not clicked with these particular women, but I see the bullying that's happened and that's not right. And if I'm such a righteous woman, if I'm coming on here talking about God this, God that, a righteous woman would have grace and be like, you know what? Like, I am going to see those women again because they have a reunion. Let me at the reunion pull those women to the side and be like, hey, is everything okay with us? Da da
Right.
da da da, because you will see them again. And then she also talked about Clark and was like, Clark was like, oh, you my girl, you my girl. And I just didn't appreciate that she, didn't vote for me. She said, come back to me. First of all, it was heavily edited. And if you and Clark are such girls, you could have talked to Clark after the fact. Why are you bringing that up? And so I don't appreciate that with Coco because a lot could be said about you, Coco, and your yellow tooth.
She's
But
messy as hell. She is a messy girl. She is messy as
she's
hell.
very messy.
She got
So
a
the same way people, oh, go ahead, friend.
she has a messy spirit.
She does. And the same way that you are talking about these people and alluding to things like and reposting things online and kikiing with people who are racist and problematic is the same way I don't feel sorry when people talk about your yellow tooth. So that's what I don't appreciate. And I just think that Black people have to show solidarity because those other people are showing theirs. And it was very disappointing. I just think that after this is my first time actually watching it because last year I just saw the clips online and I was like, oh, this show seems cool. I'm gonna watch it. And I
Right.
really think that America has an obsession with Kardashian
Trashy reality TV.
Kardashian,
They
but
like
also the Kardashian aesthetic, because I feel like that's why Huda's getting so
mm,
blasted up is women, like when you talked about the natural bodies,
mhm.
women just like have this obsession, even Black women, like, oh, I want to align myself as much as possible with the exotic, look, and let's make this exotic girl pop off because that's why the girl got 2 million followers now and they hacked into Alandria stuff. Like, and
But
so it's just
these be the same group of women where they self-esteem is in the trash. It's in the
it
garbage.
is in the trash.
I
It
don't
is in the trash.
like do you not understand that you taking a knock at yourself because you don't look like her?
No, and honestly, what
That's what
it's just the surgery is crazy to me. And you could do surgery, whatever you want to do to improve yourself, but for you to bash natural women,
that's crazy.
you know what I'm saying? When someone had to buy all of the features to be like those women, and you're elevating the women who had to buy the stuff to get like that is crazy to me. But I just think collectively, like when I talk to millennials, to circle it back, to wrap it up, like when I talk to the millennials, it's like, okay, we wanted to give the show a chance. Now we see all the hiccups, and it's like, maybe we should not watch it next season because it just shows the climate of our country, the
I don't
divide,
I don't want to
the
watch.
racism. I don't blame you because it's a lot. It is like you start to feel like you build a parasocial relationship. Like when you said, oh, I need to go touch the grass because you're watching it, you're consuming it. Like it takes up your energy. And it's just a quick get distraction for us because we already have to deal with our economy being horrible, not being able to go out and really do as much as we want to do because things are really expensive, like Donald Trump making horrible decisions that impact everyone. And it's just, oh, this show is a release. And it's like, okay, but those things, those outside things are still impacting because, like you said, the races are coming out. Like, why you have a sign up of Iris and Pepe? What type of meaningful interactions are they giving to the show? None. And then you have all of the Casa people who was on TV for less than 30 seconds coming and doing all of these unnecessary interviews and just downing from Zach to Vanna. Vanna, you need to go focus on that botched surgery instead of focusing on what Shelly not coming to talk to you. Huda was so nice to me because you weren't a threat to Huda.
And then
So, and
the interview that Grayson did saying that, oh, I don't think Nick likes Olandria like that. And I'm just like, I'm like, sweetie, you're the same woman that thought that you had a spark with Pepe. It's very clear you don't know how to read men when they interact with you or other women.
you don't. And they're not used to seeing a dark-skinned
Nope.
woman who's beautiful and pale and holds her head up high and put together.
Very
It's
confident.
just very confident. And Black women need to understand, like, it's not just the non-Black people who look down on our people. It's also us, like I'm light skinned. You gotta clock that T. When you see it, the colorism, you gotta call it out and hold your own people accountable. And it's just really disgusting that you have delusional people feeding into the colorism of these Black women and trying to villainize them. So I was just like, yeah, it's just when I talk to my millennial friends, it's like, oh, heck no. We got to probably phase out of this next year if it's going to be like this. And I just really feel like the producers lost so much control that
Oh,
they just were winging it and just throwing stuff in there. And it's like, what the heck? Like, you need to really like vet out people properly. Why are you getting all of these influencers? Why can't you get everyday people to come be on your show that are actually not just looking for the 100K, but looking for love? And it's just, this season
yes.
was a hot mess.
But Amber, I'm gonna have to move on because I'm getting more
Go
calls.
ahead.
But thank you for your input. Your input was great. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Oh, last thing too. And Nick mom does not like Sierra because there was a video where the sister was like, "Oh, I think Nick wants Sierra," and the mom made a face.
Ooh,
And no, she does not want her son.
you
I
could
think she
tell.
respects. You
Yeah,
could tell because she didn't like that her son was having sex on national television, but he's not moving that way with Alandria. So
yeah.
that's all I want to say. Thank you so much, everybody, hearing me ramble. Bye.
Bye bye. I remember I've been telling y'all for years. I'm like, it's Black women versus everybody. I said you're gonna have to watch your back from non-Black women, self-hating Black women, men of all races. I've been preaching this for years. I've been saying it for years. I've been saying it for years. I said you're gonna always have to watch your own back. This is why you have to love yourself. This is why you need to trust yourself before you trust anybody outside of yourself. You trust your intuition. If you get it wrong, you're an accountable woman. Just take ownership and correct. Okay. But I would always, as a Black woman, I will always trust myself. There was a woman, she was looking out for her family. They were out camping and the flood that happened in Texas. If she didn't trust her intuition, do you not understand that she saved her own family's life? Her whole family. Her whole family, she saved their life because she saw the river climb and get to a level where it was just extremely high. And something in her said, this isn't safe. There were no warnings, there were no alarms, there was nothing. There were no flash flood warnings or anything like that because of that orange man being in office, by the way. So a Black woman had to trust her instincts, trust her intuition. She had a Black husband that listened. Let that be a lesson too for the Black men out here that are watching. Had a Black husband that listened and took his wife serious and got the whole family out of there and she saved her entire family. Okay. So it's just, listen, Black women, trust yourself. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. If you get it wrong, just be accountable, take ownership, and move forward and just apologize. But it is better for you to get it wrong by trusting yourself than to get it wrong by not trusting yourself. Always remember that. Okay. Let me continue. Ash, you're up next. Hello, Ash, are you there? You muted yourself. Okay, I'm gonna move on to passionate. Are you there, sis? Passionate, are you there? Okay, I'm gonna move on. Uh, Ivy.
Hello.
Hello,
Can
how
you
are
hear me?
you? Yes, you're
I'm
back.
fine, thank you. How are you doing?
Good. How are you? So, what would you like to add? Can you try to keep it as short as possible? Because I don't
Oh
want to
yes.
time. I'm having
Oh,
more calls come in now.
okay. I just want to say that I'm on Orlandria's side and Nick's side. I'm supporting them, but importantly, I think you said actually something really, really good that Black women need to remember. It is to support each other and trust yourself.
Yes.
Know that not all people out here are looking out for you, and look out for the coons.
Oh,
We have too many coons in this community. So for me, I'm supporting Olandria no matter what because she's a sister, and
yes.
we need to look out for each other. That's
Yeah.
all I wanted to say.
Oh, thank you.
And I want to say thank you for teaching us how to move through this difficult world.
Yes.
Mm.
Thank you, Ivy. Thank you so much for coming up here.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Bye bye. Okay. Okay. Black. Hold on. Did you just drop Black Fairy? I was just about to click on you. Okay. Lou, you muted yourself. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I see you're outside touching grass.
Oh my gosh, how can you see that?
I can
Oh my
see you.
bad.
They can't.
I
They
am.
can't.
I had to go literally touch grass. Um, but I just have a really quick perspective that I think a lot of people are not focusing on.
Okay. Go
And
ahead.
look, there's deer. You see that?
Mhm.
You see the deer?
Beautiful. Yes.
But my thing is the reason a lot of people are wondering why are Huda stands so obsessive, and it's
Mhm.
because they see themselves in her,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's why they go so hard. You know what I mean? I
Yes.
feel like a lot of people are like, what is this passion coming from? And what does a narcissist do? They want to keep the good image and maintain themselves. Huda lets them have that possibility of finding someone who will
Mhm.
tolerate their nonsense. And that's why they defend her. Because it's like, oh, that's me. And you're saying I'm bad and I'm not going to change. So I'm going to go harder. And what are they going to do? Go lower than low. And then these people are alchemizing this anger and building up on each other to the point where they're going on someone's social media. In
Mhm.
order to do what? At the end of the day, people don't follow Alandria to see Huda. So when you go on her site and you're posting all this nonsense, what is it for other than to intimidate? Other than to cause this black woman to feel as if she doesn't have the right to defend herself. She doesn't have the right to take accountability if she feels like she did something wrong. And she
Right.
doesn't have the right to even enjoy love and being searched after. All these people saying it's not authentic. Excuse me, this is like a 6-week process, isn't it? All these people saying, oh, I don't think Alandria and Nick like each other. This guy has been talking about this woman while still in a connection with
Yeah.
Sierra.
Yeah.
This man was watching this woman walk across every single time to hold hands with a whole nother man, and he was still watching her. At the end of the day, he talks about her like a high schooler who has a crush to his mom, his sister, his bros. None of these other men are that excited, and we have evidence that he doesn't get about this. He doesn't get this way about everyone because he
No.
wasn't like this about Sierra.
No. Which
Like,
has
you know what I mean?
the whole how he's so different with other women has
Mm-hmm.
because I used to have the mindset that oh like you get the same man or and this
Right.
experience has really shown me that sometimes you don't get the same man because he has to
Exactly.
meet you where you are. And so if you
Right.
require that of him, he will be forced to meet you where you are, where you could possibly have a different experience than the last woman.
Right.
That's been very shocking
Exactly.
for me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just like,
I
wow.
think it was the perfect painting of that, like, you know, the phrase where people say, it's not you, he just doesn't like you enough.
Oh
That's
yeah,
literally what it is.
yeah,
Because at the end of the day, Nick was never disrespectful, but he didn't like Sierra enough. He
Yeah.
didn't feel anything enough to fake it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I'm so confused. I'm like, the guy had the quote unquote most perfect pairing. He had the most PR girl on his arm, and he
True.
still didn't even smile half the time. He now has the woman that has the most amount of hate, and he is holding her hand, assuring her, winking at her, letting her know you're fine, literally waiting for her to let go of the other guy that's leaving so he can grab her hand and escort her to the rest of the seating. Like, bro, come on.
Yeah.
Denial is a river in Egypt.
Like we've
You
seen
know
a
what I mean?
man go from being childish to like insanely
Yeah.
mature. It's insane. Like I'm
Yes.
just like, wow.
And
So
intentional. He's
yes.
planning a future. He's
Yeah.
saying like, "Oh, you want to travel? I've never been." It's kind of like, even if you take it out of the relationship concept, when people are selling a home, how do you know that this person is likely to buy it? They start picturing a future there. Oh, barbecues would be nice in the backyard. Oh, a pool over here will look good. That's how
Yeah.
we know. Okay, you're already picturing yourself here. I've got the deal. He's literally talking about kids, like a fake baby he's still remembering.
Yeah.
Marcel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's talking about how he thinks that like she has to come visit because his mom already said, "Oh, I want to have her over." And what did she say?
And
I'm
you know
coming.
you
I'm
know
going
what's
to be
crazy?
over.
You know what's crazy? I have
Yeah.
to point this out because you're with you mentioning all of this. Nick
Mhm.
shows that with the wrong woman for men,
Mhm.
commitment is like punishment. But with the right
Yes.
woman, commitment doesn't feel like punishment. It feels like a reward. And it's something that I am
Yeah.
seeing. I'm like, because most men when they think of commitment, they think of it like punishment. And we've seen him be in connections where it
Right.
felt like punishment for him. But when it comes to Olandria, it's like, oh no, this is a reward for me. Like I'm being rewarded.
Right.
I chase her and I put in the work.
And you know what it
I've
No,
never
go
seen
ahead.
it
I'm sorry.
before. I've never. I guess it's because I've never been able to see the contrast all in the same
Yes.
time frame or very close time frame where you could literally compare the difference. So it's just very eye opening for me.
Right. And you know a point that you also mention often, because I watch your videos, I've been watching you for years. You mentioned that men like a chase.
Mhm.
Men do not like it easy. They don't want you coming after them. They don't want to feel like, oh, it takes 2 seconds and another man could get her if she wanted to be with him. That
Mhm.
is what Sierra showed. Sierra thought she was locking it down by, don't come for me, but busting it open on national TV. And despite that, despite this man still sleeping with her, one of the most intimate connections someone could have, he was still thinking of another woman. Like,
Ooh.
are we watching the same show? Like, do you see how psychotic it almost is that, like, we actively knew Nick was sleeping with Sierra and people were able to make videos about his yearning for Olandria?
Yeah.
Men will disrespect you even if you give them every piece of you if they don't want you. He
Yeah.
has been chasing Olandria since the beginning. She was literally the first person he kissed in the blindfold challenge.
Yeah.
And now that he finally has her, he's like, it's like, okay, how much more can I get from her? He's like, she's so funny and she's so shy. And he's talking about things beyond her body and
Yeah.
beyond, a romantic situation. And she's not even putting her body on him. This man is like, "I come closer, bring your leg." You know what I mean? This man's
Yeah.
like, "Okay, let me put my arm around your waist," even while they're talking or she's putting on lip gloss. This
Yeah.
man is over here talking about, "You want my shirt? It's already yours. There you go. I don't care. I'm not cold. What's the cold? I feel
Yeah.
nothing, Alandria. You keep me hot." You know?
Yeah. He's crazy.
So
Like,
I just wanted to point that out.
yeah. He's crazy. I love
You
it.
know, he was I love it too. And I think that the people who are in denial are the people who subconsciously believe black women are not deserving of being chased after. And it's not plausible that anyone would choose a beautiful black natural woman over somebody who is favored by the majority. And I
Yeah.
think it's that a little bit of, Nick and Alandria are bruising people's egos, a
Oh,
lot of insecure people's
oh my god.
egos,
And it's
you
so
know?
loud. It's crazy because it's like Shelly
Yeah.
and Andrea. It's like only black women could really disturb people's peace
Mm-hmm.
for simply being a light. Like it's just
For
insane.
simply being happy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
these women have not slept with anyone. They
Yeah.
haven't disrespected anyone. Even the slightest thing that they did, which was, hey, I'm a person who has a different opinion on your actions and I'm
Yeah.
going to call you out. Even after they apologized, these people were like, finally, I found one reason to hate you. Because
Yeah.
this whole time, you were so perfect. I just needed one reason to excuse all of these suppressed feelings I have. That
Yeah.
really goes back to the fact that you're black and I think you're deserving of nothing but pain.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's why when I see all these Huda fans, I'm like, these people don't care about Huda. Huda is a conduit. She's literally an example and a mirror of all their bad habits. And they want that comfort of knowing that, okay, if Huda can have a relationship, one day I will find a man and a woman who tolerates my disrespect, who tolerates my lack of growth, who tolerates my lack of accountability. And I will continue to live this life where I never have to look in the mirror and really sit down with myself.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. Thank you, Lou. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts
Of
with us.
course.
You enjoy the rest of
Thank
your
you.
walk out in nature.
You as well, and keep doing what you do.
Thank
Like
you.
literally,
Uh-oh, we're losing her.
but just know I'm a silent watcher. I've been watching for years, girl.
Thank you. Thank you. You
Bye
enjoy the rest of
bye.
your day. Okay. Black Fairy. Hello, sis. You've been waiting so patient. Can you hear us? Or can you hear me? Hold on. I see you, but I don't know. I'm not hearing anything on my end.
Can Can you hear me, Yanni?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Oh God. Okay. Can you put a picture over me because I have a bonnet on?
I can see you, but they can't. So you're good.
Okay. Okay. God. Oh my God. Okay. Goodness. Hi. I was like, oh God, I'm looking crazy on YouTube.
I got you,
So
sis.
I've been watching you. I've been watching you for a long time, and I say that I've learned so much from you,
Oh,
especially just how to carry myself, and even when it comes to like men, and how to like spot the fake ones from the decent ones. I just want to say you are doing such a great job, and you are like walking in your purpose, and I really love that. So I
thank,
wanted to give you your flowers and your 10.
thank you. That's so sweet.
Okay, now I have, oh my goodness, I have so many thoughts. This is my first season of watching the show. I heard about season 6 and I knew about Serena and Janae and Kenny, but I never fully watched it. So I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, let me just watch it just to turn my brain off from what's going on in this country. I think it's gonna be a cute little dating reality show, like every other dating show. And the fact that they are letting Huda from the beginning of the show just abuse these men was insane to me. And I'm thinking, why isn't she leaving, or why isn't a therapist speaking to her? Because the fact that you're so comfortable
Mhm.
speaking to not even the men and the women like this, it tells me you do this on your day to day.
Yeah.
Even though, yes, it's a reality TV show, you have to be comfortable to be calling people a bitch to their face on a random Tuesday.
Yeah.
If you're not comfortable doing that, it's not something that comes out, even if you're on reality TV.
But
And the fact that
not to mention she was still a stranger to them. Like, like it's not like
exactly,
friends or anything. It's like you're still a stranger to them. So you should still be in this mindset of, okay, let me put my best foot forward.
hmm
But she didn't do that.
exactly. And I realized this is 6 weeks. 6 weeks is nothing. The way that people are acting like this show is for 9 months, these people are strangers. They do not know each other. And yes, they're making out and doing all these challenges, but they're still strangers at the end of the day, and that their cameras being filmed 24/7. Maybe they get breaks in between,
Yeah.
but the fact that you come on a show, I think there's a part of it you have to be self-aware that you are being filmed 24/7. You too have to act a certain way.
Right.
And yes, maybe Huda wanted to stay, she wants the fame, she wants the money, that's fine. But it doesn't mean she gets to be abusive towards any of the people on that show. Because if this was reversed and it was Jeremiah cursing her out, everybody and their mama would be calling Peacock to tell them to remove Jeremiah from that island. So
Exactly.
I was just disgusted how people just say, "Oh, it's just Huda, she's changed." But just because she says, "Oh, I've changed," it doesn't mean you've changed. You're just saying it to stay on the show. You're not really taking accountability. You're not changing your actions.
Did you see her
And
sister when she said that? Like her oldest sister was like, "Girl, please, you're not fooling nobody."
yeah, yes, yes. And Chris, I like to think of him man is unemployed. He just came on the show just to kill time. And I'm like, how does she not see that if he could be playing ball, he would be playing ball. Why would you be on an island in Fiji if you could be playing ball in Indonesia or wherever your contract is to be playing ball? I'm like, did she not ask these questions? Mind you, I'm not a sports person. I don't watch sports, but just logically speaking, if you could be overseas living your life, why wouldn't you be overseas versus a reality TV show?
Exactly. Exactly. I said the same.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm wondering, like, he said that, oh, I like women who are emotionally unstable. I'm like, you see, you're just saying that to stay on the show. You're not, unless he didn't watch previously before he came on the show, you
He
clearly
said
don't know what you're walking into. Like, that
he's
woman is no joke. She's emotionally draining.
I think he knew just based off of the other guys avoiding her. He knew.
Mm-hmm.
He knew.
Mm-hmm.
She's a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful woman. She's physically attractive. She just her inner and her spirit is just very dark. So on
Yeah,
that
yeah,
side, though,
she's
none of
very beautiful.
the Casa Amor, like no one really wanted to take her serious. So
Yes, yes, exactly. And now he just seems like he's over it. Like he seems emotionally, mentally drained. Like he's checked out and like he doesn't even argue anymore.
no.
And that shows you how she really is like so destructive in the villa that people don't even want to argue with her. They'll be like, oh yeah, okay, whatever you say, Huda. And I wonder because I know like Nick and Amaya, I know that they're both nurses. So I wonder if maybe they've seen this on a day to day in their actual jobs that
I,
they can recognize the signs.
that is such a good point because they are the only two islanders that actually can deal with her. Even when it comes
Hmm.
to Alandria, like you could tell they checked out from her as well. Like they just I can't deal. But the only ones that really still give like time and attention are either the newcomers or it's Amaya and Nick.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because even watching this as a viewer, I'm like, hold on, you're stressing me out. And
Yes.
I've only been on the damn island. I can't imagine being on the island having to live this every single day. Not to mention, I can't even go to the beach and escape you.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
stuck in this little villa. There's no privacy. I can't breathe. It's hot. It's
Yeah.
humid, and you're annoying me. I
Yeah.
would be going off because it's like being a lab rat in an social experiment, and you have someone who's just not mentally shouldn't even be on the show. To be completely honest, she's a beautiful girl, beautiful gowns, but she shouldn't be on the show.
I
That's
agree.
how I feel. And I, last night, I was just when I tell you I was shocked. I'm like, who is voting for Iris and Pepe? They have the most shallowest, basic conversation that the audience knows. I don't know what they're talking about, obviously, in the
Even,
back, but in front
even
of the camera, I'm like, what are they talking about?
even his mom
It's
was
all
he's
this.
a badass girl. And I'm like, that's the best you could come up with is she's a badass girl.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. And I'm like, who vote? And my thing is, to be honest, I knew like mentally in my head, oh, Ace and Shelly. I didn't worry about them because I knew that if they weren't number one, they're gonna be number two. So
Right.
for me, I didn't even think about them. Like, of course, it's gonna be Ace and Shelly in the top two because like they're closed off. They've had some ups and downs, but they've been together since the beginning. So like they are not the ones I worried about at all. The main person was like Nick Landry. I'm like, Ace and Shelly, they got this in the bag. So for them to be voted off, I was shocked,
Right.
absolute shocked. Because who voted? Who? Why would you choose Ace and Shelly? And the main purpose is to quote unquote fall in love. They're the main couple who is closed off. So in reality, they are the ones who are following the script of the game.
It's crazy.
So why would you choose Ace and Shelly over Iris and Pepe? That makes no sense to me.
Listen,
And
so disrupted my spiritual bath. I was taking a spiritual bath and I'm in my spiritual bath yelling at my iPad because I just couldn't believe it.
Mhm.
How?
Yes, I was shocked. I was shocked. And the fact that they like it was after they went to the hideaway. It doesn't make any sense. If you wanted to kick them out, why wouldn't you kick them out before they went to the hideaway? Because you're making it sound like okay, now they're going further into the final four and they have a hideaway, but then you just dump them afterwards.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't get it. I
It's
don't get it.
crazy. And I know that a lot of people are saying, yes, AT has some tendencies that he needs to work on. But I like that, a lot of the guys, they're very, of course, Love Island's very freaky deaky. But AT was very protective of Shelly and he didn't really talk about what happened in the hideaway and kept it very PG. And I like that because some of the guys, like, they would just be a little too descriptive of with what was going on. And I don't know, maybe I'm just being, maybe the show is telling me that I'm a little bit of a
What a
sensitive
lot of the
person.
girls, what a lot of the girls are missing, the way Brian was so eager to learn about Shelly, that should have
Yeah.
been a red flag for a lot of girls. And it's like,
Yeah.
your head, but I'm like, why? If he's so into Amaya and he's for Amaya, why is he so concerned about Shelly and Ace and the night that they spent together? It was just,
Mhm.
it was very strange.
Yeah. Yeah. You could have been like, oh, how was your night? And
Yeah,
he could have been like, oh, that's like, okay, you don't need to know everything else.
yeah,
And even with Chris, when he talked about, oh, I folded. What do you mean you folded? Like, even though she was forcing you to sleep with her, you don't actually have to sleep with her. You
yeah.
just say, oh, no, I'm not interested. I'm just like not in the mood.
But that's what he wanted. So he
Yeah.
folded.
Yeah.
So thank you, Black Fairy.
Mm-hmm.
On to the
Mm-hmm.
okay, the
And
next caller.
what, yeah, yeah. Thank you. And I hope Nicolandria wins because they're getting too much racist backlash. It's
Yes.
disgusting. And
Thank
they're
you.
comparing her. They're saying she's a man. What? Alandria? These
Right.
people are gross.
Thank you. You enjoy the
Okay.
rest.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Okay, let me move on to Grace. Hello, how are
Oh my
you?
gosh, hey.
Did you want to be on camera?
No, it's fine.
Okay, cool. Okay, so what would
Thank
you
you.
like to add?
Oh my gosh. First things first, I want to I've been watching you for a fat minute.
Thank you.
And it's kind of cool to see you like this is kind of like a weird moment for me personally cuz normally I'm always playing you in the background while I'm cooking or cleaning or something. So yeah.
But listen, don't be nervous because I went on another content creators platform. I was so nervous being on the receiving end of this, and it's crazy because I'm doing YouTube content live, but it's still weird for me. So don't be shy, don't be uncomfortable. It's a little nerve wracking, but you'll be fine. So was there?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Was there anything that you wanted to add that you feel like we missed when it comes to all of this?
I think I'm not gonna lie, as someone that like studies psych and that is studying neurobiology, like this has
Mhm.
kind of been interesting for me to see. Because I remember what made me start watching the show was someone said like Love Island feels like a litmus test, and I was like, I'm kind of bored, and I would like to see that. Like, I would just kind of like to make my own observations, and I feel like it's kind of interesting seeing like how sociologically speaking how um, the ad I guess viewership responds to Huda and her actions versus how Shelly and Alandria and Ace and like also knowing the dynamics of like if if the information was presented differently how they would be treated, which is kind of interesting to me because I feel like I've watched Shelly and Alandria both being like in that stand your business episode, like finally having that breaking point where they're like, this is too much. As someone that's been like the therapist friend or someone that's been that friend that's like constantly always reassuring people or getting to that point, you could see that like they were frustrated. And I feel
Yeah.
like the reaction we see from like Huda fans most of the time is the I guess that I don't want to say like that defense sense of like they need that constant reassurance, but rather than getting like actual help, they rather rely on someone else to give them that reassurance. But at the end of the day, that's draining. And like we've seen all the Islanders, like we've seen Jeremiah disassociate in mid conversations with Huda. We've seen Chris make that same face. We've seen both Chris and Jeremiah say, "Am I tripping?" We've seen Hannah look at like we've seen, even though I don't like Taylor because the way he was acting, we've seen both Taylor and Nick look at each other like when Huda would say like offlandish statements or would lie. And I think it's kind of really interesting to see how like Huda fans in general, like their best excuse is like, well, she deserves love, but nobody's denying that. That's
Right.
very tone deaf to the issue at hand. We're talking about someone being harmed here.
Right, right. It's a form of gaslighting.
Yeah.
It's I don't understand. Like that's not the argument. The argument isn't really about if she deserves love or if she's pretty enough or any of that. It's truly about her behavior. And it's very shocking from her audience where they don't feel like her behavior and how she treats people is a factor when it comes to her finding genuine love and being deserving of that. She can get love, but it's going to be very surface level. It's going to be sexual at best. But the love that you would want for her to have would be genuine, which means it would require her to better her behavior towards people and how she treats people and how she views herself. Oh, we lost her. Okay, we completely lost her. Okay, I'm going to go on to the next caller. Kirby? Ugh, hold on.
Yanni!
How are you?
Hi! Hi. Please don't put me on camera. Oh, Lord.
Oh, be on camera? Okay, hold on. Let me
Oh,
adjust.
I was on.
Sorry, I accidentally took it off because of the last caller. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, so how okay, let me
Okay,
adjust.
let me
Okay.
adjust.
What would you like to add?
Okay, so first things first, I love you and I love Jesse Wu. I think between the two of you, you guys have raised a level of awareness for Black women. And also too in regards to like the energy and spirituality effects that social media and reality television has on us. That's I'm realizing that it's really affecting people's mental health, and that's why like when you took a break I missed you, but I understood so much, girl. I
Thank you.
understood so much. But in regards to the show, so when I started watching it, the first couple things I had to take in mind after watching the couple episodes was this is Gen Z. This is also a generation that grew up on social media.
True.
And this is also COVID, where their college and high school experience
True.
were surrounding COVID.
And I also have to remember that when I was around their age, I used to think that toxicity was like cool too.
Normal. And we wanted it. I
Yeah.
remember I chased it when
Yeah.
I was 24.
Yeah.
So sad.
I haven't forgotten. Like I'm like, yeah, I it's forcing me to put myself back to that space and that mindset. So,
Yeah. What I will say in terms of Huda, I don't even want to touch her because it's very triggering and angry as like a Black woman to just even see her getting the passes that she's getting and knowing for a fact that we are never allowed any of those things.
oh yeah.
So I don't even, it gets me angry just thinking about it. But the next thing I want to talk about is the producers and just looking at the show throughout, from the beginning to the end, and how the producers are using Black people for the views and just using Black people in the shows in general. From the beginning, we have Ace and Shelly are like the cheerleaders, the hype men. They have the Eat the Kitty in the Hideaway. That is like a hit song on social media. They
Right.
have like, you have Ace like being the leader with the babies, with planning the dates, with all these certain things. And they're highlighting those things and they're using all those things for views. And then they're also watching out for us for the negativity. Because if you notice, Clark and Taylor never had private moments on camera. I would say Alandra was always in between them.
Yeah.
Producers will always catch Alandria in between them. And after a while, it's like you guys are looking for her to a
Yes.
reaction. You
Yeah.
guys are looking for her, especially when he like almost proposal when he asked her to be exclusive and she was right there in the middle. You guys are looking for her to flip out and she continuously does not give that to them. And I love while I love Olandria, it's like it's a good and bad thing where like she displays the strong black woman like so
Yeah.
well, but also it's like that's a lot of trauma underneath that. It's
Yeah.
a lot of trauma. So it's like on one hand I'm like, yes, girls, stay strong. Don't show them anything. And on the other hand, I'm like, damn it, they're putting her in such a horrible position.
But one thing that I do want to point out is I'm always talking about black women and just women in general to do their shadow work. And the reason why it's so important is because, like you said, you can see how her shadow side is helping her when it comes to having a poker face, having a strong front. But also, you can see where it's hindering her as well on the back end when it comes to like finding love and being able to genuinely navigate a connection where she's being poured into. She doesn't have to chase. It's right there. All you have to do is be open to receiving it. And so this is why I'm always telling women, do your shadow work, because your shadow isn't something that you have to run from. It's something that you need to embrace and know how to use it when it benefits you. And so the only thing I would do is I wouldn't say necessarily Olandria needs to just change herself completely. This is a shadow aspect that she most likely got from trauma. She just needs to know when to step into that and when to step out of it. And so right now she only knows survival. So she only knows to just be strong in it, but she also has to learn when to be vulnerable as well. And so it's like one of those situations, but I think this experience is going to really teach her, because I did catch, I don't know if you did, but let me know, did you catch where she said, Shelly girl, I cried for you, but I didn't cry for myself? And I was like, oh my, it's like those
Yes.
little things where I'm just like,
You see her starting to be like slowly vulnerable, and that's why it makes me upset regarding the Taylor situation because he used her. And I don't talk about it on social media because I'm like I'm supporting the black woman, so I'm not gonna talk about like, girl, Olivia, I think you should have seen it a little quicker. He was
Mhm.
throwing the signs, girl, but you know, but he played her. He played the crap out of her, and it makes me angry because that made her hold her guard up even more, and it took her such a long time to even see Nick likes her. That man is infatuated with her.
Yeah. And then
He
I'm also picking up that it seems like they do a lot of pillow talking, and I think like people keep saying Olandria is delusional, but I still keep room for the pillow talk. Because do you see how Nick and Olandria, how they interact with each other? And it gives we pillow talk at night without the cameras. Are you peeping that?
And even then too, Nick keeps any interactions with Olandria private.
Yeah.
Remember back when they first coupled up with the Casa and then they had the kiss and the soul ties and they went down. One of the guys peeped, it was like, oh, what were you doing? Kissing? He was like, no, none of your business. We did nothing. We did nothing. And nobody knew about it until they came back and they had to tell
Yep.
something.
Yep.
They had to say something, but they kept it shut.
Yep.
So going into Nick and Alandria, I really, really do like them. I wish we had more time on screen to see.
Yeah.
I think that Nick, and you can see it, Nick is very but much boy but wanting to be a man. Like he shows that a little bit, especially when he talked in the end when he was saying to Ace about like what his dad says, like you fly with the eagles or walk with the chickens. And then he says Ace flies with the eagles, and then Ace replied back like, you know, so do you, like something of that sort. And I'm like, he doesn't. I don't think he's like it's not clicking to him yet that he's a man. It's like I don't know. It's something there. He's not there yet, but it's like I hope when he gets back and watches this video, and I hope, I mean, with the show, and I hope like during his time with Olandria, like he can step up because can see their relationship, Nick and Olandria, looking like uh what is his name? Serena and Cordell. I can see it looking like that. How Cordell was so infatuated and how Cordell like had to stick in there with Serena, even though the boys were telling him like, no, dump her. She's not showing you no love. She's not doing anything of that nature. Cordell was like, no, this is my girl. I feel like if Nick like sticks to that mentality and like, no, this is my woman,
Mhm.
like this is it for me, he will like click and mature and grow into that. And
I
like
think
that's really what I want to see.
also, there were a lot of comments about Ace being like Ace Daddy or whatever on the show, but I don't feel like Ace views himself as superior. I think he's just naturally more mature. which was why he made that comment in the way that he made it. He was like, no, 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 I don't like, you're not following me, right? I'm helping you basically lead yourself. I'm guiding you back to yourself.
I
And
peeped
a
that.
lot of people do not see that. And if he was truly
Peeped
a
that.
manipulator, he would want them under his wing. But no, he was like, no, you fly high just like I fly high.
He
I
pours into people. Like
Yeah, he
people
really
don't realize he pours into it. And I felt like Nick was displaying a little bit insecurity in that,
Yeah, he
like
was.
in
Yeah.
that I felt like that. And especially when they were saying the goodbyes, is like Ace has really been in there like pouring him, encouraging them, like really kind of, and not in the sense of like superiority, like you said, but really like, no, like my guy sees this just as I do, and like he's helping me get the girl that I want.
And the reason why I'm bringing this to people's attention, because people are like, he's a manipulator. He's a manipulator. Manipulators literally will weaponize your insecurities and your vulnerability. And that was one thing that I was looking for when it came to Ace. But at those moments,
Never did that.
easily taking advantage of their insecurities, he would literally bring them back up, not push them further down. And he had so many opportunities to do that. He even had the opportunity to do that with Jeremiah. He just wanted Jeremiah to be real. And he was pushing him up to be real and authentic, not just be consumed by lust. And I think that a lot of people misread that.
I think that I agree with that. I also think that with the situation with Ace and Jeremiah, I honestly believe that it was Ace looking at it and thinking that you're feeding into this girl's delusion.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why she's going psychotic.
Did you
Like that
see?
I think that was his problem. Like he kept talking to him and letting him know like you need to and he wasn't doing it, and it was like you're feeding into it and they're making our lives the living hell. If you notice, Ace doesn't like he doesn't like
He don't like fakeness.
women like that. He don't.
You mean Taylor?
No, when it was Jeremiah and Ace in the beginning, people are like, I feel like people don't like Ace in the because he eliminated Jeremiah, but it was like I think the whole thing about that was because Jeremiah he was enabling the crap out of the girl. Like and so is Chris right
Oh,
now, but Chris
okay.
is gaslighting her and using her in the same, they're both manipulating the shit out of each other. Jeremiah was more so naive and enabling her, and Chris and Ace was like, "Listen, I'm trying to open your eyes and see. Like, stop being freaking naive, and you're not getting it. So you need
Yeah,
to go." Like,
yeah,
they were tired of that.
yeah.
Whereas Chris, in my opinion, is like, no, they're both manipulating each other and gaslighting each other. So at that point, Ace is like, "Listen, I don't. You know, when he gave that little pep talk, he was like, listen, you know what it is. Do what you got to do. We at the end,
Right,
100K right there.
right,
Like, you
right.
know."
Yeah,
And Brian said the same thing. Brian said, what did he say? He was like, well, the good thing is it's an easy fix. And when he said that, I said, I know exactly what he means. He means
yeah.
shut the fuck up and keep going.
'Cause that's what he been doing, basically giving
Oh,
him
excuse me. I didn't mean to curse.
but basically giving him advice from the perspective of what he's willing to do. So, and it's like that went over people's head as well. And I'm like, oh my
All
God,
the men were saying, listen, we at the end, just keep
yeah,
like just do what you gotta do. Just do what
it's
you
color. It's,
gotta do. And they're delusional. Like oh God, all the hood rats are just very delusional about that. But I really love Nicola and Alandria. I'm really sad to see Shelly and Ace go. Honestly think that's just the climate that we're in.
oh,
And one of the callers said it, or maybe you said it, like we were escaping the
yeah,
climate that we're in to with this show. And last year it did a very good job of doing that. This year it brought the reality
yeah,
into the reality. And it was like,
yeah,
no, you guys are supposed to be isolated and not involved
yeah.
with the rest of the world.
That is
So
so.
that was just really sad about it. Brian and Amaya, I honestly think he's just using her. He came in right at Casa, so he knows everybody was doing the Amaya Papaya thing. She was the last girl there, so I think he's like, listen, we're cool, same background, culture, it is what it is. I
Now,
think she gave the kitty up too fast.
what did shock me was that Amaya looks like his mom.
Oh, their family did say that like they want someone like Amaya
Yeah,
because he's not like that. But when I see their conversations, I like he doesn't engage. He's not an active participant in the conversations. He'll cut her off he does he cuts her off with her eyes. Sometimes he will say same. I find when people say same or two, it's like you're not expressing yourself. You're just kind of like going over it.
Yeah.
You're
It's
yeah. So I find like he
all
does that a lot.
interactions or conversations are very just surface level.
Very like she's talking about everything and she leads everything too. She leads everything. I was hoping to see her get chased. I was hoping because what I love about the black women, they got chased this year. They got chased. It was beautiful to see.
I watched Ace and Shelly's Hollywood Access interview, and the art department on set had to pull Ace aside and say, "Hey, you can't keep taking these flowers."
Oh, did you hear about the vase thing? He was like, one time he got a vase and was trying
Yeah,
to. I'm like, Ace, listen, but and you know that remember when Chris brought the flower?
yeah,
Like, I'm like, that was him trying to compete a little bit.
yeah. He was. It was
Cause
like he was limited, which was why he created the heart in the sand. He
did.
put a lot of thought into it.
He
So,
did.
I
He did.
yeah, he
I
don't get. I
love the
feel like
way
he doesn't get enough credit.
he
I'm like,
doesn't.
out
He
of all the
honestly,
guys on the show, he wasn't the only one
he
that
was the
acted
most
like
genuine. He was the
really.
most boyfriend
Yeah,
material. Like he was the top. I felt like a lot of times they want to humble black people.
yeah,
And that was happening a lot of the times. It was like trying to humble, and it was like the listen. I love the way they all represented themselves.
yeah,
Ace, Shelly, and Olandria. Olandria looks so regal, like a queen. She
yeah.
looks like she is a queen. Like you should
Even
worship her. Like she's
even
so
Jalen,
beautiful.
even Jalen represented black people very well too.
That was
I was
amazing. And
shocked.
the way his followers shot up and he's now like they're trying to make him into a travel influencer. Like that was beautiful to see. Like Shelly was like the princess of the villa.
Yeah,
Like if you there's some people that's comparing them to like animal features, like Olandria feline, Shelly deer. Like you should see the pictures. No, it's beautiful. No, no, no. I know.
okay. I was about to say, girl, I'm
No, no,
I'm
no,
so
no. No.
PTSD out. Like it's
No, 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 no.
so.
I know. No, like the because of her cheekbones and her lips, so it looks like it. I'll send it to you on
Send
on
it's
Threads.
okay because I'm like, girl, I done see some.
No, I'll send it to you. Like she has the doe, like Shelly has like the doe look, like the deer, the damsel, like so cute, princess. Like I'm sorry, I'll
Okay,
send it to you though. But I love the way like they represented themselves, like they held themselves like such a high standard at all times, and still that wasn't enough. And that's a story. That's our story every time. Like
yeah,
that's our story every time.
yeah,
And then the last couple was Pepe and Iris. Like they're just a hookup to me. I think Iris honestly doesn't believe she caught a guy like Pepe.
you
She
think?
keeps saying that I don't yeah, she keeps I don't want to be mean, but she keeps saying that I don't think that you like me. In my eyes, like he's like hot. He's like hot commodity, like hot.
Iris look good as hell. She is a beautiful girl.
I do not want to be mean. In my opinion, she looks older. And that is because when you compare Grayson and Hannah, they look very young. In my opinion, they're all blonde. They're all
I feel
blonde and
like
white.
Grayson looks older than Iris.
Well, yeah, the filler. See, that's the thing. Hannah didn't have the filler. Hannah kept her fresh
Yeah,
and young. Hannah
yeah,
didn't have that then. But they gave like to me she gives a little bit older, and to me it gives a little bit like, yo, he's hot. I never thought you were into me. And when I look at Iris and Pepe, and when I look at Iris and TJ, I look at Iris and Pepe as this is a hot summer fling, and Iris and
yeah.
TJ like this is the man I should have married.
Oh,
That's why the mom said like, you know, I'm picky because she knows.
yeah. Oh my God. Her mom kept it real too. I forgot about that part. I
She
felt like Iris
knows.
had an emotional connection with TJ and she just has a physical connection with Pepe.
That's what I'm saying. It's a hot summer fling. And
Yeah.
like low key, if there wasn't any need to, but if she would have left with TJ, like I think I could have seen that as like a forever thing.
Yeah, me too.
But being that she stayed with Pepe, TJ's like I'm not with it. And
Yeah.
I'm like I think you might have lost your husband for a summer fling, sis. That's how I look at
Kirby,
Iris,
go ahead
Pepe,
and
and
say it.
TJ.
Don't go ahead and say it, Kirby. 'Cause it's
No, that's how I look at it. I'm like,
that's
excuse me,
fact.
but I'm like, I think you lost your husband for a summer fling. Like, I really do. That's how I look at it. I'm like, damn, sis, I think that was the wrong move. And you see it too in her actions because she keeps acting in disbelief, like, oh, you really like me? Oh, like you're really smart. Oh, you really know everything. And then he was like the master of none, jack of, and I'm like, and she was like, you're really like she's in disbelief that
Kirby,
he likes
I have
her.
to ask you, do you think when it comes to Pepe's dad, he sees him as a fuck up? Am I the only one that got that?
Somebody said that I was watching Jesse Wu. Jesse Wu caught it when Pepe said this effing guy when his dad walked in.
Yeah, because I
I
was
was
like,
like,
this their
why
energy.
would you say that?
You're a fuck
It
up.
was very
I'm only
awkward.
because of your mom. She's a light, you could tell, and so
Yeah.
I'm not here to support you. I'm here to support my wife.
It
That's what.
gave very awkward. It really did. It didn't give loving family,
No.
and comparing it to Brian and Amaya's family, in the fact that there's I guess the comparison between Latinos and Spaniards. I don't know. I don't know. There was a difference. There's a difference because they're all Latinos, I believe. I don't know. I don't know. But that they looked very cold
Yeah.
while Amaya and Brian looked very warm. Like
Yeah.
that was the difference I saw between the two families. That was very cold. We if we eat together family dinners, it's we're eating and getting up and leaving. We're not having conversations about our day. It's very go about your business and keep it going. That's what I
Yeah.
caught.
I felt
I didn't
like
really.
Amaya's parents, stepfather, they were just genuine, but I wouldn't expect anything different because Amaya's like that, So
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
think Amaya was seeking a little bit of validation. Like, are you guys proud of me? Are you guys proud of me? Are you guys proud of like how I handled myself, standing up for myself? So I think I don't know how she is outside of the villa, but like I mean,
Oh, he's
I
cute.
think and hmm?
He's Cuban, but he doesn't claim it. That's crazy. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not
This
but with
season has
hmm?
been it's been like very like racial to me. Like I don't know what else to say. It's
This entire season, all of
yeah.
it has been so I don't like to speak on it, so that's why I'm not like saying it.
Yeah.
It's just been so
Interesting.
mm,
It
interesting.
is
Just a
it,
very
I think
interesting
the reason why it's so loud is because of the climate of the United States.
and social media is so
It's heightened.
loud.
Yeah, more. So
It's so loud.
it's crazy because the Cubans in Florida, so it's a lot. You know what I mean? Not
I
to go
will
off on
vote.
the deep end, but yeah. So it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that. It's a lot of that. But thank you, Kirby, for coming up here and sharing. I
Yes.
really enjoyed speaking with you. I'm gonna move on to the next call.
Love you,
Okay.
sis.
Love you too.
Bye.
Love you. Bye. Okay. Ash, are you there? Ash, are you there? Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next one. Brianna, are you there? Or is it Brianna?
Hello?
Is it Brianna or Brianna?
Brianna.
Oh, Brianna.
Yes.
What would you
How are
like?
you?
You were so patient. You were my last caller. You were so patient.
Oh, I'm excited and you look so gorgeous
Thank you.
as
Thank you.
usual.
So sweet. Thank
Okay. So somebody in the comments earlier, I think her name was Steph V, she pointed out how with Huda in like the first episode, when she greeted Shelly and Alandria, she
you.
was
Mhm.
like, "Hey bitches," but then when she greeted Bella, she was like, "Hey sweetheart," and I didn't peep that, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch it after you this live. 'Cause I didn't that. But what I wanted to come on here and mention is how I feel like Chris's mom and sister lied. I hate to say that they lied because that's, they family. But from what we've seen, Huda does not bring out the best in Chris. Chris may bring out the best in Huda and causing her to second think.
Well,
But
listen,
every
let me
time, go
let me
ahead.
let me ask you this though, because I'm trying to see it from their point of view. Does
Hmm.
it make Chris look good? Kinda. And you want to know why? Because he looks calm. He looks like he's more mature. Like he can effectively communicate with a crazy lady. And so actually,
Hmm.
it makes him look good, because it would be different if he was yelling at her, calling her out of her name, even though he's having a stressful experience, right? It's still teaching him. If you were to look at from their point of view, it's upholding him to be seen as respectable, kind, nurturing, patient. Even though he is stressed, he's still showing these characteristic traits because of this toxic woman. So how do you feel about that, seeing it from that perspective?
I think that that is a good perspective, like as in it brings out the maybe the good qualities that everyday life wouldn't normally bring out of him. But I feel like him as a person, it doesn't bring out the best qualities and the best energy. Like on
Oh,
surface level, I would say yes, you're correct in
yeah.
how he handles things.
Mhm.
But seeing like for me, like if I see my like a woman draining my brother out like that, like I like no, bro. Like you're putting too much emotional footwork in, and it's not bringing out the best in you. Like you
Well,
know what I'm saying?
the
And
sister,
then the fact that she wasn't even in his peak moments.
yeah, but for sister to
Go
sister
ahead.
have brothers too. It's a matter of respect, and if that was my brother, I would be like, I don't feel like you're
Hmm.
being respected in this relationship.
Yes, yes, exactly. No, I totally agree. Especially when they were on the dock and he was just like, "Okay, you know, I just don't feel like this is going." Man, if my now, oh, and also another point, both Huda and Shelly are Virgos. I'm also a Virgo, and I can definitely see. I'm more like Shelly, but I can definitely see like a little bit of the controlling bits with Huda. So I can say I appreciate that because it has caused me to self reflect on certain things in my relationship. Like
Mhm.
if I were having a conversation with my man and he were to like outright say that, like everything is stopped. Like, and I'm going to reflect on and see like, damn, like have I been like hogging the attention, you know, being self centered? But like to just bypass that was absolutely nuts to me. And to then smile and then ask him for more things, I can't see how he brings out the best in him.
I was really shocked to learn that Huda was a Virgo. I'm not gonna lie, because my best friend is a Virgo, and I've never seen a Virgo act like that. She's so
Yeah, man, I feel like she has some Pisces and Leo in her chart, and maybe some Aries. That's
ooh,
because Chris is an Aries, so she may have like an Aries moon or something. But yeah,
I was really shocked to learn that, because I've never seen a Virgo be like well, I mean, I can see where the controlling can come in, because Virgos do like things a certain type of way, but I've
yeah,
never seen it show up that level of like control
uh,
or forceful. That's my first
yeah,
time seeing it. So it was, I don't know, it's very extreme. It's very extreme.
I agree. But that's all I wanted to say. I appreciate you for having me, and I appreciate you for keeping us up to date with your commentary. I
Thank you.
watched last season, but I wasn't going to watch this season. I always it for me it depends on Black women. But
Yeah.
after watching your video, your commentaries, I was like, let's watch.
Yes, and at this point, it's like at this point, we just need to support the Black women on the show. Like honestly, Anna
Hmm.
Maya, because she has gotten a lot of backlash for, like, I honestly feel like, because it doesn't seem like English is her first language. It seems like she grew up
Hmm.
in a bilingual household, so it doesn't seem like English was her first language growing up. So she's getting a lot of backlash for the cultural difference and things that she experienced. So honestly, I'm not going to be mad. I just don't want Huda to be rewarded because of her toxic behavior.
Yes.
So the other girls, I'm just very comfortable with them, and I'm just okay with them winning if that's what it really comes down to. But I just feel like this season, like Black women, if you just tuned in to vote, or even if you just tuned in to watch the episodes, just look at it as you were showing up for Black women on the show, and you were just supporting them, because honestly, they
Hmm.
needed it. They really did.
Absolutely. For me, it's like I want Nick Alandria to win. I will be content if Amaya and Brian win. I will be pissed if Hood and Iris win, and that's just that.
Yeah, yeah. I just don't feel like Iris put in real work to really form a deep, healthy
Hmm.
connection. And then when it comes to Huda, I don't feel like she's really changed. I felt like
Yeah.
Olandria has done more changing and growing than she has. So, and one thing I've noticed
Amaya.
about Maya too. One thing I've noticed about the women that are adapting and changing, you can tell that they do a lot of reflective work.
Hmm.
They
Like
try
even
to,
Amaya, like
yeah.
oh sorry.
No, go
I
ahead.
would say I seen some comparisons with Amaya and Huda just based off of the emotional, and I can see it, but there's definitely a huge difference, and I feel like Amaya has 110% like shown growth and truly self reflects and asks for other people's genuine opinions so that she can do more work on herself. Like I
Yeah.
was so happy when I seen just last episode her apology to Ace, and then seeing Ace say that they had conversations before but it was never shown. I was like, that's like awesome. Like they're just not. They're definitely trying to have a redemption arc for Huda, because that redemption arc really should have went to Amaya. Because I'm not gonna lie, the way she was coming at Shelly in the beginning, I wasn't feeling it. But I love Amaya Papaya.
Yeah, she does a lot of reflection, and I can always appreciate that. It's not about being perfect, it's about just being self-aware and how you could handle things better or show up better for yourself and maybe for other people if your behavior affects other people. So that's what it really is for me. But thank you for showing, thank
100%.
you for coming up here and sharing. I really do appreciate your thoughts.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, so this pretty much sums up this review. This was long because I had to cover things outside of the episodes, and then the details within these 2 episodes have been a lot. I'm just preparing my followers that, hey, this is just a reality show. This is me being responsible, because I even caught myself. I was yelling in my tub, literally watching the show. And if this does not go the way that you want it to go, okay, just remember it's a reality show. Just dust yourself off. Okay. Have a day or two to yourself. Emotionally, take some time off, and then come back forward with your head held high, because there is a possibility that Huda could win this. And I just want you to be aware of that. Okay. Emotionally, like prepare yourself if it happens. Because honestly, I was not prepared last night. I was not. I was really shocked. I was thrown off by the whole thing. Um, let me see. I think
for jokes. So I've decided instead to sing.
like I think you could even catch my reaction. I think I started yelling. Hold on, let me see so y'all can see how real it is.
Shelly and Ace, your Love Island journey ends tonight. Thank you for the memories.
What? What? Y'all, when I tell you I was mad as hell. I was so mad.
Iris and Pepe, congratulations, you've made it to the finale.
You know what? I was so mad though. And then the music don't help. The music don't help. Like y'all, it was my real reaction to the point where I had to stop myself, because I was like, damn, I'm recording this to go on my YouTube channel. But girl, I had some words after I stopped recording, because I was just like, I was so mad. Now I gotta redo my spiritual bath. I gotta do it all over again, because I just could not believe it. And then they want to play this song. I'm just like, you know what? Love Island, I'm done with y'all. I'm done. I'm done. Like I'm still shocked. Like I just cannot believe it. So that's all I have for this review. I will be back for the finale. But I'm just preparing you. It's just a reality show. Okay. Go outside, touch some grass, hug your family, your friends, your mother. I'm not taking any more calls. Please try again for the next live stream. I'll make sure to take calls for that as well. But I'm just preparing you. Like if it does not go the way that you hope, with everything that's going on in the world, just make sure at the end of the day that you could take some time out to yourself, get yourself together emotionally, and then come back with your head held high. And I've been speaking out against Huda for I don't know how long, so like I'm gonna face a lot of backlash because of that, like because people feel like this is a win. But I'm gonna tell you this, to the Huda fans and the hood rats, whatever you want to call them, right? Listen, at the end of the day, this is a woman that will not be saved by the producers and the editors. That when she leaves this villa with her 2.7 million followers, I have a feeling that if she fucks up, her fans will turn on her. So it is what it is. She has been covered. Her ass has been covered
by producers and editors. Hell, therapists have been around her and everything like that. When she leaves the villa, she does not have a team like that. So if anything, you should have held her accountable through this entire experience. So then when she came out of the villa, she wouldn't fuck up anything that she may positively have waiting for her when she comes out. So that's just something that I'm just going to keep in mind. Even if she were to win, I just have a feeling like she's the type of person, it doesn't matter if it's a interview, something that she posts to her social media platform, it's just not going to look good. So that's all I wanted to say. That's it. I just can't believe social media believes in creating a monster to uphold. But then again, we can look at the orange man in office. So here we are. That's all I wanted to say. Please give this video a thumbs up. Help me in the algorithm. I would really appreciate it. And I will catch you in my next one.